encoder on there?
Yeah, it's on. It's on the right one. I just think it's because there's too many frames per second.
Hmm.
So I dropped it. That should help a lot. Yeah, it's on the right encoder.
Okay. Right now, it's playing something else on the channel.
That's the old podcast.
Oh, you just probably went back onto it. Yep.
I think we're live right now, no?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, we're live right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. It looks like it should be better now. Yeah, I can see Emily
Yeah,
moving perfectly fine.
Move a lot just to check it out. Let's see.
Yep.
The only thing on my phone, the lighting looks really weird. Let me adjust the quality and see if that'll...
Oh, the lighting looks great. We're good, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
All right, so you guys should have a... Yes, good now. Perfect. Yeah, our frame rates were high. Miggy's computer cannot push it because 1 gig of upload should take care of this. No problem. I'm also monitoring the audio, and this is weird as hell. Getting used to talking and listening to yourself.
They're saying
God,
the
it's weird.
Sound.
Sound up. Copy. I'll go fix the sound.
Volume seems. Jiu-jitsu move. You see that?
Skills.
So, all right, guys, need some feedback on this. How's the picture? Is it better than the ones before?
And I asked if the sound is better.
Is the sound better now? Sounds good on phone. Hey Bob, is the volume seem still low?
Call him Justin.
Justin, is the volume still low? Pique good. Okay. Arthur saying Pique is good. Sound is good. It's always good on phone, but PC it's crap.
Maybe you need a new PC.
Eddie said maybe you need a new PC. So what's the issue with the PC? How can we bump that up? Because we got to help him, to get the proper audio.
I'm not sure. I mean, you could also just like bump the audio of the one channel, but it's kind of like hard. And they're on Discord too, so they're all talking to each other too. So that might affect it. If usually if they're on Discord watching it together, they're probably gonna be streaming.
Bro, we got a hella delay on the video and whatnot.
It's always
It's always gonna be like that. Always gonna be like that. I think the lighting looks amazing in this house. Yeah. With the lower ceiling. My high ceilings in the house were not good for our lighting.
He says, I'm on a...
PC and can barely hear. Trust me, settings are fine.
Yeah, I'm on PC. I'm going to have to do some research. How do we bump it up for you guys?
My makeup looks so fire.
Yeah, I mean, entrepreneur, spell it.
Goodbye. I'm done with you.
We should be good. I don't think I'm getting any delays or anything. I dare blame my Eddie. It's good now. Oh, they're saying it's good now. Wow, Eddie blamed the fans.
It's good now? Cool. Good.
Eddie's butt in the house.
Hey, yo! How y'all like the view? He's gone Hollywood. What do you mean I've gone Hollywood? I'm here for the boys. What do you mean? Move your crack. No. That was a good... That was exclusive right there for the fans.
So it should be better, guys. What do you say? W in the chat or L in the chat? Don't be trolls on this one. Wow, maybe it's you, bro.
The Supreme Box. Did you like that, Alex? You like that? They're real too.
Man,
So I'm assuming it sounds better, right? Because they're not complaining about it.
They're just messing with you.
Yeah. W for the cell phone. Better. All right, cool. Does better mean good or is it just better? W. Cool. W. All right. We bumped it up. We also don't have as much echo in the room with the smaller room now. So. And the
Yeah, it should
the
be
room.
better.
Yeah.
Arthur
The sound
said
should
he
be
hears
better.
buzzing.
But I hear a buzzing sound.
Buzzing sound. You hear a buzzing sound. Oh, I
sound.
know what it is. I know what it is. 1 second, I'll fix that right now.
Whatever that air purifier or something. Yeah, maybe it's somehow coming through. Sounds low though. I don't see how that would come through.
No, it was pretty
Little
loud.
buzzy
'Cause
going
once
on
you
in
turn
the
it
back.
off, it's like.
How about now, Art? I'm gonna go check out the feed. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll have here. You can monitor. You'll be monitoring the our feed, and I'll be monitoring the live.
Oh, you're gonna get a delay, bro.
Oh
That's
yeah,
gonna mess you up.
a million mile delay, but it's alright. I'm gonna see how it
You
sounds.
can just check it for a second and then take it off.
Is this better? Do you still have the buzzing sound?
You want to be close to me, so you scooting
Obviously.
over.
Little buzzing sound going in the background. Same. I do hear a buzzing.
It's like a weird static almost.
This has gotta be the power issue. I need to get a power leveler. That's what it is.
I don't think it is that.
I'm telling you,
Give
we
me
need to
something.
get a power level.
Could it be that you bumped it too high now and?
No, it's a power level. We're not getting because the power fluctuates
He
up
said
and
whatever
down.
you did, Eddie, buzzing came up. So it was after you adjusted, is what he's saying.
Yeah, he's trying to mess with the gain again. Yeah, I think it's a power leveler issue, because the minute it's turning down the volume on the mics, the buzzing goes down. So it's a leveler issue. I'll get that stuff set up next time.
I'm gonna ask audio file about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's a power issue. We need a leveler. We need to run everything through a leveler.
New studio, new issues.
What do you mean no studio issue?
New studio,
Oh
new
yeah,
issues.
new studio, new issues for sure.
It looks so nice though.
How's the sound now? Are you guys hearing better, worse? No feedback yet. I'm gonna move
You want the
out of the
iPad?
way. I'm gonna move it out of the way.
I think when Eddie's sitting there is fine.
I'm just gonna put it on the ground. That should take care of it.
I can hear a little, but not as.
He made obnoxious.
What's that?
It
Good.
said good, so I think it's fine.
You're
now.
noxious. I can hear a little, but not.
I think he meant not obnoxious. Like it's not too loud, you know.
All right, cool.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna say it on pod because I talked about this week. So I dropped the gain on the mixer and put the gain up digitally, so we should have more volume with less static. I think it's hilarious that I'm having this problem with the audio thing, because literally this week I was talking with the boys and I was telling them, damn, isn't it crazy how someone like Joe Budden has shittier audio quality than we do? We got having problems with the audio now. You know Joe Budden, right?
Yeah.
Crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, so I think once I get a power level, it'll level out the levels of power coming through, because it's fluctuating between 118, 115, between 90 to 130, 140. And then that'll level it out at about 118, 119.
My theory right now is that it's coming from either low noise, a little bit of noise from the Behringer itself, or these cables.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's that low noise I'm talking about.
But
That's
I don't think by.
If we level the power, you're gonna get a get a more of a s- sign coming through. So you should.
Yeah, I do need Miguel here. I do.
I wonder
Is
if
that
he's
your dad?
watching.
Yeah, it's my dad.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I wonder if he's watching.
He's
Yeah,
probably yeah.
they're all watching. So what's up?
Hey
What'd you
guys,
do?
number one thing. So we've been going for live for a couple of minutes now. Go ahead and like, and
Yeah,
then
please
share
like
this.
and share, please.
Subscribe. Hit the notification button. Today, Miguel again. Just some news. Caught the Rona, so we have to kind of go with this and do what we gotta do. And but he'll be back hopefully by Thursday. So we'll be
Yeah,
able to
hopefully
go through it.
Thursday. If not, Tuesday next week he'll be back. Yeah, Miguel's out for today. Let us know what you guys think of today's topic, how to configure audio. Yeah, fuck you, Justin. What do you guys think of the new studio? Right? So I personally, from what I'm seeing, it looks like a little better lighting. This might be our
A little more aesthetic.
this might be our new spot, right? From what
Yeah.
it's looking like.
And then also, what about the lights, guys? Do you want more lights? What do you think? Obviously, we got a couple of things.
R.I.P. Miguel. No, Miguel's not going nowhere. No.
Bro, we need a producer, man. We can't just
literally.
Yeah. He ain't got no choice.
Bro, it took me so much trouble by myself today.
No, we're doing that. So the other day I was talking to Arthur and Lynette, and I was reading these books. So the guy was talking about somewhere in like South Asia or something. These orangutan broke into a kitchen, stole a pot, and then put rocks under the pot, set the pot onto the rocks, and sat down around the circle waiting for a soup to be cooked.
Oh my god.
So apparently,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's your cousin. Yeah. See, we'll get the lights. Yeah, so we got a couple of things in our list we'll be buying. So.
We just got a new microphone as well, so now we'll be able to have 4 people at the couch plus Miguel with a microphone as well, which is gonna be nice for sure.
Yeah, so the guy with the orangutan was saying, like, you can look at it this two way. One way is like how intelligent these guys are. Like, they actually seen it hundreds of times people do it, so they're gonna try to replicate. But at the same time, how dumb they are because they can't cook food.
Yeah,
right?
they don't understand what it means
Yeah.
to cook.
And then on top of that, he's saying, all right, so now like take this and apply it to humans, right? Like you see a rock star or like your favorite hip hop artist or reggaeton artist, and you try to copy him, but you have no idea what it takes to be that guy, right?
No,
Like,
no,
you have no
absolutely
idea
not.
how to cook the soup. So
You can watch it as many times as you want. Doesn't mean you know how to do it.
yeah, so it's kind of cool. Like as I was reading this, and it was like eye opening a little bit, like it takes. So that's why like all these people are saying, get a mentor, let them help you do stuff. Like it actually has solid reasons behind because they can show you
100%.
things.
We all need to be shown the way.
I think Miguel
is-
broke water.
This is the way.
This is the way.
way.
I don't want peace. I want problems. Always.
So, I mean, what'd you guys do today?
It's just work, as usual. I had some computer issues, but so today I was 2 hours on a phone trying to make them give us a 1 gig of upload so we can have
we can't even do 60
uninterrupted
frames, man. Whatever.
Okay. But the biggest
No.
computer can't handle it.
No, I don't know if it's that or
Maybe some other settings you guys have to.
I think
figure
it's
out.
some other settings we might have to mess with to kind of optimize everything flowing more.
Yeah.
We've kind of just plugged and play everything. But oh shit, I'm not connected.
You're not on the internet.
Yeah.
Go on the internet.
What's it called? It's touchscreen. No, wait. No, you weren't typing yet. Not typing. Yeah, today I went to work, man. We started a new job, doing some flooring. Had to rip out some carpet. My freaking hands are all fucked up from taking out the carpet. My back hurts. Yeah, there you go. I was trying to look up whether a monkey can actually learn to cook. I'm sure they can.
Yeah, they discovered now with like high power cameras and stuff like that. Now they can actually like film it to the exact like detail, how they're using like sticks to get the termites out of the holes and things like that.
It
So they're
says-
super intelligent.
It says here if you give a chimp an oven, he or she will learn to cook.
Yeah. They're like super intelligent.
That's crazy.
Oh,
I
another.
love how they can learn sign language. I think that's really cool. Cause like you can officially communicate with another animal that's no longer a human, like with language. You know what I mean? Something languages,
Another thing about monkeys, I think it's bonobos or one of the species of these monkeys. So they actually prefer other monkeys with big butts. And the way
Wait, what? With
yeah,
big
yeah, yeah, yeah.
butts?
Yeah, they prefer like the bigger the butt monkey has, like this bonobo female has, the more these males are attracted. But in the wild, if they have big butts, they're not very fast, so they get caught by like predators, right? And the way they figured this out in a zoo where they don't have natural predators, all these monkeys start growing big butts through like generational change,
Yeah.
So they were saying, so is it natural? Should you keep these monkeys with big butts
Yeah.
versus smaller butts? You know what I mean? Like, and if you take this to humans, think about it. Like, if you were actually tall back in the days, you wouldn't be able to hide as good,
Yeah.
so you would probably end up dying off. And now times that are like safe, you don't have to worry about wars or warring tribes coming and killing you.
I saw a thing kind of relates to that, especially with combat. I saw that that having a beard in your genetics is there's a theory behind that having a beard in your genetics means that you came from warriors and fighters, because they did a study and supposedly having a beard actually breaks the blow to your face. The study apparently showed that people with beards broke their jaw 45% less.
No kidding.
Taking the blow to their face.
It's some
And
extra
also-
cushion.
Now I heard this from mouth to mouth, so I don't know if it's 100% true or not, but that's what I heard. Yeah.
So that's why Khabib's chin is like, it's from the
Iron
mountains.
chin.
They've been fighting all their life.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That apparently, if you have that facial hair, apparently that's a gene, or they have a theory around that. That apparently that was a thing that you.
Oh, we got more people in the house. That's awesome.
They showed up. Arthur.
Oh, no.
Hi.
The mascot in the house.
Your dog. Oh man.
He's fine. I've seen videos. They step over things. He's good.
Yeah,
They're
he
good.
literally just went through it perfectly, like. Tuk, tuk, tuk.
My wife just.
So and they actually like they can tell if a person has been like a bull rider or been one of those like people that are like the clowns that are moving the bulls out of the way. After they pass away and they just bury them, when they take them out of the ground, they can tell like how these bones been broken. And all of them have like similar injuries on their skeleton.
Yeah.
It's like
So they
broken
can match
bones
it
and
in a
whatnot.
sense. That's cool.
So it's kind of cool how they can like go back and track it.
yeah.
And also it was talking about like how babies when they're born, they're not naturally born with the propensity to have to speak or understand. Like they actually learn this
Yeah.
throughout their. So we're designed to pick up languages, but we're not innately born to know
do
the
so.
languages.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you look at back then, like, I mean, when you say language, the word language, that means a lot. It's not just me communicate. Communication is not language. Language is actually a dialect around something. It's weird that we've created this thing that is language when we really didn't necessarily need it.
Yeah.
I mean, cavemen communicated,
Yeah.
right? And they said, I'm gonna kill you if you
Yeah.
don't do this or whatever. But they don't have a language. It's more of like signs and stuff like that. And other animals have shown to do the same thing, but humans have developed way beyond that, man.
Yeah, so because we gotta communicate, right? Like and somehow tell each other and whatever. But they were saying like we're naturally born with like being ticklish or like screaming, crying, or being happy. These are like natural things in us that we're born with. But then, and actually the smile, babies pick up the smiles. They copy first humans, and then they realize like that the smiling is happy, but they innately have it.
That makes sense, yeah, because I feel like that's one of the first things that baby will do. You're like, oh my god, look, he's smiling.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, they first copy you, and then they're like, but they
Then is when they
naturally
put
have
two
Then
it.
they
and
like
two
a
together,
associate
yeah.
the two things. That's
Yeah.
weird. I didn't know that. I thought that was like wow, man. That's actually mind blowing.
So
I thought that any baby, you don't have to teach them to laugh in a sense, but I guess you do.
Well, smiling is what he's saying. Laughing.
Smiling,
I
the
feel
laughing,
Well,
like-
laughing
being
'cause
happy.
it's
Well, I'm
tickle,
sure
yeah.
laughing is probably the same thing.
But he's saying like the actual act of smiling, which
yeah,
is showing
first they're
that
copying.
emotion.
They're not necessarily happy.
Yeah.
They're just copying you. And they were saying like the small children, like what they are, they're actually like that whole like your environment doesn't really, like, you respond, you can pick up what your parents are saying, yeah, to a certain point. But then when you're thrown in an environment with a bunch of little kids the same size, they tend to copy them better because they're the same size versus copying grown-ups.
100%, yeah.
So if you think about it, now this is just my opinion, if you never introduce your kid to a bunch of like delinquents in school and stuff like that, they would never pick up their bad habits. And if they're constantly around people that are intelligent and smart and like constantly saying things, they have no other examples.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna learn to be
They
super
know
smart.
they know nothing. They know anything. They don't know anything
Yeah.
else. So it's like,
Yeah,
Like
what else?
I know kids that like the only interaction they have with other humans is like their parents, except for like say like holidays or whatever, when they go to like a family occasion, whatever, and then they're around other little kids, and like the way that those kids act is so different compared to, like, for example, my nephew, that I feel like he's around other kids like constantly. I feel like that affects the kids a lot. Like, I feel like it's good because they like are more mature, but at the same time I feel like it can affect them negatively because they don't know how to interact with other kids.
Move her mic out more.
Out?
Yeah, so like unscrew that top one. Yep. More. Boom. So she's more.
Should be better.
Is it gonna fall?
It was just,
Okay, it's
no,
good.
you're good. It was just like you were talking like this. So it's actually in front of you now.
What were you saying? I'm sorry that I missed the last part.
Yeah, I did
No,
too.
that I feel
Squirrel.
I feel like kids not having like connections with other kids affects them negatively, in my opinion, for the most part,
They're
because they
social
just
awkward
don't
as
know
hell.
how to react with other kids. They might not be
I've been wanting to
awkward
fix that, Arthur. I noticed
necessarily,
that there's very
but
grainy, that
they
lens.
also
One at a time is terrible. Go ahead.
they also, like, once they're with them, I feel like I've seen kids that they'll be more aggressive because they're only used to like play fighting with adults, or they'll be more like, I don't know, like I feel like it's always negative like versus being a positive.
And they were also saying like the whole idea of the ADHD. It's like it's a makeup stuff because kids are not innately designed to like sit
I
there
saw that
for
too.
more than
the
15
guy-
to 20 minutes.
The guy basically, moral of the story is like, he's like, this is bullcrap. It's more of like, you're calling this ADHD when it's just a coping mechanism of how to zone out.
Well, no, what they were saying is like, because if you look at evolution, since like
Fight or flight and all that.
fight or flight,
yeah.
and they're running around the forest and playing with twigs, grabbing a twig, throwing it away, and then their attention goes to something else, and then something else. And now you have instituting 45 minutes to an hour and a half classes. The kids cannot sit; they keep their attention span, right? And then you pumping them with ADHD medication. Now they're that can mess up their entire hormone system and all that stuff. Like, are you really? So do we need medication, or do we need better teachers that are able to capture that and bring the kids back in?
I was listening to a pod today, and I heard a lot about medicine, which is something you just touched on. But I think it's crazy the amount Big Pharma lies.
Well, they have to.
But in the way they lie, what they lie about, and they're so sly about it, but they're really not. And like, but then at the same time, it's so full of lobbyists in the sense that we have no other option because the government's with it too.
Well, not only that, they sit down and say, okay, this is our risk and this is our reward. Okay, what is our risk? We're going to have X amount of people.
What I mean is, like, for example...
Charles, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Put them in the jiu-jitsu.
Just, like, they lie about so much. Like, for example, they can have a medicine, right? And I think I'm getting this fact wrong.
Reynel Diaz Perez.
I think I'm getting this fact wrong, but something about how the medicine can be tested 150 times. It only has to be helpful twice out of those 150 and can be then pushed forward. The pharmaceutical companies can release the test that they want to release to Big Pharma to get these things approved, and they can keep back all the stuff that was proves that the medicine was harmful.
Yeah, or
that's
not
what I'm saying.
Effective.
Then you also have the amount of money that they make in this country, and that all goes back to the whole lobbyist thing, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the risk and reward. They're sitting down and saying, okay, what are the potential of us getting a lawsuit? Okay, X amount of dollars. Okay, fine. If it's X amount of dollars, what's the potential of earning?
In the U.S., they no longer have liability. Big Pharma has no liability.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're still gonna get
Now taxpayers pay for the.
well.
Now taxpayers pay for the sues and all that stuff.
So the
of when
class
somebody has something that bad that goes wrong with medication, the taxpayer money is what pays for that sue.
Yes, I have the Miguel father. What? I'm not
I don't-
understanding.
No.
Elaborate.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is Miguel's father,
Oh, that's cool.
I think, from Cuba.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
Miguel's.
guessing
awesome.
the last name.
Hey, we went international.
Yeah, we went international.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think this is Miguel's dad or someone from. I mean, it says I have the Miguel father. I have the Miguel father. Huh?
Maybe his dad is watching.
His dad is Cuban, so he's not gonna know the.
Maybe he's
English.
watching. Calculator, just there we go, Charles. Thank you. Calculator risk. So basically, what it is, we're gonna earn this much money, and then we're gonna lose this much more money. Is it worth it? Yes, it is, because we're gonna make X amount of money off of that. So let's go for it.
Yo, what I also heard the other day on the radio, right? The 5 minutes here in the car, was about how Princeton, big Ivy League schools like Princeton, they use Princeton as an example, could give every single book, meal, and class away for free and forgive every single tuition on their built back
in the
loans and all that stuff. They could forgive it right now and still be making over $1 billion a year.
Yeah, it's same thing with Harvard.
They were saying all the Ivy League
Harvard's
schools.
endowment.
That's what it is, right? From the government. They receive, I think Princeton was over somewhere close to between $2 to $3 billion back from the government or however it was, and they only cost them like 1 point something to run.
Yeah.
Right? So they could literally not take any money from the students and just take that endowment and still be making over $1 billion in profit.
That is Miguel's dad. I stay here in Cuba. My English is not very good.
It's
No
all
te
good. It's all
preocupes, no
good.
te
No, está
preocupes,
bien, está
Reinel.
bien.
Vamos a hablar español.
Gracias por estar viendo.
Harvard endowment plan is so big, and it's continuously have grown, and there are financial advisors right now that they're like copying what Harvard's endowment plan
Yeah.
is doing, and they're like actually getting good results.
And this has been for a while.
Yeah.
This is like recent.
yeah,
No, they've
Harvard
been receiving
does not need to take money from anyone.
Yeah, and these schools have been receiving this money for a long time. A long time.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. Like
You
these
do
things,
have
like you don't know
Tú
about.
sí tienes un hijo tremendo. Para lo que sabes.
But yeah, like these things happen all the time, and then it's just part of normal life. So there's another book I'm actually have it in my list to read. It's about how like when you get a bunch of people into the company, and when they're worried about the company starts running as a sociopath, which means like they have zero emotions.
Zero care.
Like this
Yeah.
is what it is. Like shareholders forget this. Their shareholders and stakeholders and whatever.
Yeah.
Forget the stakeholders. Let's run it for shareholders only. We're generating money. I don't care. Like what Google just did. They came out and said, "Oh, we're gonna be transparent about firing 10,000 people." Like, how's this any better than firing and not being trained? They still don't have jobs. You know what I mean? And now they're being applauded because, oh, that's a great way to fire people. Like, yes, to the way transparent you are. Transparent about what, my friend? Yeah, you know what? Like, the economy is going to suck. We're just going to fire 10,000 people, and you're one of them. See you later. We're super transparent, but you have no job. You know what I mean?
What
Like,
does
come
the
on, man.
transparency matter when what you're doing, what you're being transparent about, you're still doing something bad. Or
Yeah.
you're still causing bad. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you're transparent about. Like, you know, it's kind of how people want to receive this positive notion just because they were being honest or
Yeah.
doing their job. Like how we talked about the other day, how you shouldn't expect
She had to go poop.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, you made me lose it.
So expect. Last word was expect.
People are being expected to.
People are being expected to do what?
So people expect to have this notion of, oh, good job, but you're just doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, because you sign on a dotted line.
Yeah,
Like, it's not your company. You sign on a dotted line. Like if you want to run your own business, be your own boss, that now you got different. It's one of those things like, like you're on the bottom of the hill and on top of the hill you got a dragon, and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go conquer this dragon. You get up there and you conquer the freaking dragon. All you could see this side, and dragon is the bad guy, right? Like all you can see this side of the mountain, but then you get on top of the mountain, it's like, holy shit, there's 3, 4, 5, 6 more sides that I need to look at. Now you become that dragon, the somebody from this side, and that side thinks you're bad. So like I think a lot of times like this is what happens with presidents, right? Like you don't realize how much goes into the running a country being as a president until you get to that point. When you get to that point, it's like, wait a minute, we have this disagreement, but then we're losing money here and there. Like, so what's the best scenario here? What should I do?
Don't you think it's crazy how you realize that anybody who wants the job as president, like wants to run for president, shouldn't be president, and the people who should be president don't want the job?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the guy you want to make the president, the one that doesn't want the job,
exactly.
Because, he's like, man, that's just too much headache. I just don't want to do it,
All that problems?
Yeah.
Problems.
Yeah, I don't want peace. But I have an interesting topic when she comes back, right? Like, we're going to talk about this. Like, this is one of those, like, trivial things, but we're going to try to see what side we're going to go on.
I want to, before we go to that, like, I find it very hard.
I breathe smoke.
I'm a dragon. I find it very hard to do this on a daily, but I've tried for, like, the past few years. When someone like acknowledges something good, I learned this from Gary Vee. He talks about like if you start paying attention to a lot of good, the more you pay attention to bad as well. Like for example, Joe Rogan says he doesn't read any comments. He doesn't want to see good or bad. I just don't want to be in there. The same thing Gary Vee was talking about is like, you start paying attention to everybody going, yeah, Eddie, you're doing great. You're doing amazing. You're doing awesome. That builds like this glass tower that can just be shattered by one, Eddie, you're doing fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And then now the whole glass tower, your motivation, your work feels useless and pointless. So, I think it's sometimes important when someone says, good job, you acknowledge, you're not going to be an ass, right? You say thank you, whatever. But you can't take it, like, you can't power trip on it.
No, I agree with that. That's the whole thing. When somebody tells me a good job, you're doing a job, good job. And like my immediate response is like, what do you mean I'm doing good? I signed on a dotted line. This is part of my job. I shouldn't get praised for doing my job.
Yeah.
And I'm a strong believer of that.
Yeah, but like even for example, like for jiu-jitsu, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody all the time is, Jay, yeah, you did great. You did great. You did great. You did amazing. You did amazing. You did amazing. Oh, nice submission. Great Kimura. Nice triangle. Whatever. That what Gary Vee is saying is that
builds expectations.
Exactly. Builds expectations, and then when someone doesn't tell you good job or when someone tells you bad job, it knocks you even harder because it's just innately like that. Paying attention to all those good jobs and putting a lot of care into that, it's gonna cause you to put a lot of attention and care into the bad job.
And that's when you elevate someone like your favorite, I don't know, singer or whatever to God level, and then you start listening to them. Raises, not praise. Raises, not praise. Yeah, the raises I agree with, but then you kind of have to deserve the raise, right? Like it's one of those catch-22 because we live in a time of bare minimum. Yeah, we live in a time of a bare minimum. Everybody deserves a trophy, even though you didn't win. There's no more competition, even though we're designed evolutionary to compete with each other and win something, right? Like that's what defines us. Which topic you want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Yeah, so everybody deserves a trophy. Like, I don't agree with that. Like, if they lost, it's time for them to go back, reassess what you did wrong, and then come back and do it again.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times, like, it's feelings versus what's real. Yeah, I can't stand that. Feelings what's real. Like I feel this way.
I see a lot of, this is not my, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know. But this is just my views and my experience. It's crazy how much you see that happening. And people say, oh, I'm sad. I don't want to do nothing. I'm depressed. Like, I don't feel. Bro.
Yeah.
No one feels like getting up at 8 in the morning to go lay floor. No one feels like going up at 6 in the morning to go clean toilets. But there's people that do that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to get up at 8 in the morning when you gotta. I mean, you work at a desk, but you don't want to go do that anyways. Doesn't matter. Job is job. Work is work, and you don't want to go do it, but you have to.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody's gonna give
I mean,
you.
you don't have to. You can live on the street and be homeless, but you should.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody's gonna give you 100K to clean shit, then you go and clean shit for 100K. You know what I mean? Unless you have another job where you can get 120K, clean another or dig a ditch, then go dig a ditch. You know what I mean? But that's the bottom line. You sign up to clean shit, you go clean shit.
Lynette, would you like to talk? Would you want to come in and talk?
No, just saying our parents did.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
use
yeah.
that example. I use that example, of course, because our parents
Well, see, that's
clean toilets.
that's because we.
I was asking if you want to talk because we have another microphone if you want to come in.
Us foreigners, we come in from like super diversity, right? Like we had to like go through tough times in the countries that we lived in. So when you come to this country and like you have everything available, and somebody tells you, wait, if you work 80 hours, you're gonna get paid for 80 hours? Are you kidding me? That's all I'm gonna do.
You know, we talked about this the other day, and you didn't disagree with me, but I do believe that the whole thing, strong men create easy times, easy time create the whole thing innately, not directly, but innately. That's just how it happens, man.
No, I believe that, but I think you're still gonna have like it doesn't matter what kind of times you have.
Yeah,
you're gonna have
still
the
gonna
strong and the
have.
weak.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you're right, but we just don't live the same hard lives like we used to.
No, we don't. Like right now, in the time of history that we have, this is the easiest we have ever had. However,
And I do believe it'll continue to get easier just because of technology.
however,
I think that trend will stop now because of technology.
well, we're still gonna continue having easier. Everything is gonna get easier. Like I'm sure there's gonna be a time where you're gonna push one button and it's gonna literally take care of everything for the podcast and then equalize everything for you. But what I'm trying
One
to
other
say,
button to set up everything else, and that's it. It's live.
so what I'm trying to say,
Back
we
to the
live-
Future, you just put a little box in the microwave, and then you had a cheeseburger and fries or whatever it was.
So what I'm trying to say is like we live in the best times we ever lived. You know what I mean?
If you like good scotch and steak, you have to work
Yes,
for it.
yes, we agree. Yeah, and we live in times where it's so easy right now, and we get like so pissed and get mad at each other. However, at these easy times, we have the largest amount of prescribed mood enhancers or like some sort of a drug, right? The rate of people being happy is going down, even though we have it super easy. This boggles me, bothers me a lot. And I think this is because the times are so easy. We have nothing else to concentrate on. We're not worried about like where is the money going to come from to buy the food, because we have ample amounts of food in some demographics. Yeah, you do, and majority of people can get ample amount of food, whether it's good food or bad food. And we'd start caring about other shit like he said this to me or he said that to me.
Yeah, it's like
it's just come on,
you
man.
know, now we have less to worry about, so we found different bullshit to worry about.
Yeah. Now you needed to step out because
Yeah,
I
I'll be
want to
right
open
back.
up that topic.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll be right back.
Now we want your opinion, entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, what are some of the things you're running into that are tough? Because you're just starting. What are like some of the hurdles?
One, being able to like film / create enough content to be consistent, which I'm posting once a day, which according to some people who are up there, that's not even enough. I have to be posting like 2-3 things a day or more. And I'm struggling with even one a day to be able to like film enough makeup looks or just film random videos to be able to post. So that's, as of right now, that's my main thing. Since I haven't started like trying to get bookings and like actually do makeup yet, but we'll see once that starts how it goes.
Charles is kind of right. Like we need struggle, especially guys. We need struggle. We need to go through adversity. We need to go ups and downs because that's what shapes us, right? Like I don't know where I was at. I saw it somewhere. They said like to design a knife, you have to put it in an oven, pull it out of the oven, sharpen it, put it back in the oven again. Like you got to make it strong. Like so, it's the same thing. With the business, like you got to go through these like ups and downs, like figuring out how to film, to do this, and then once you're successful, you're gonna pay somebody else do it if it's gonna free up time for you, right? Okay, yeah, that's cool right now. 3 shots a day, 3 shots a day of whiskey. I don't think that's gonna help. I'm not a big proponent of drinking, even though everyone around me drinks. I usually try not to drink. I don't like not being in control, but it is what it is. But I do agree, like this is the struggles you're dealing with right now. Like how do I put more content out? Do I have the extra 2 hours a day to design this reel? Like until you get better at it, now the process is gonna get faster.
Yeah, because
right?
that's another thing right now. Like I go to like make one of the reels and I'm like so confused, or I post it and the quality is like horrible out of nowhere, and like I don't know how to fix that. So that's something that I gotta work with.
You got a mic right there in
What do you
in that bag. So, I have a
podcast doesn't
interesting.
matter. It's not like TV.
Are we getting another person joining the podcast?
If she wants to, she can sit down. I just have to go get
All right,
something
cool.
from the house real
So if
quick.
we got another person joining, I got a topic.
I
We're gonna
need
have
to-
to wait.
Okay, never mind.
Or
No,
she
it's
can
just gonna
hold
be
the
us.
mic.
No, 'cause I don't have the cable.
Oh.
Well, oh, you don't have a cable?
No, I just remembered. I think I only have three mic.
Ah, okay.
3 XLRs.
All right, cool. Well, so I have a topic for you. What's no, let me start with this. I was in a group chat. Someone said, "I've never seen commercials for Chinese food on TV." Do you ever remember seeing commercials of Chinese food on TV?
No.
Isn't that crazy?
But
Why
I
wouldn't
think-
that be a thing?
I think it's probably because it's usually like little mom and pop places that don't have enough to be able to do a commercial on the TV. The main commercial that you see is like McDonald's, Burger King, these places.
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, for real, like, what big franchise Chinese food place is there?
PF
I mean,
Chang's. You have like
there's-
PF Chang's.
Yeah,
you have,
there's like Panda Express.
mhm.
That's the only one that I really know.
Yeah,
honestly.
but those are at this point like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big Chinese food person.
No?
Nah.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. What about Spanish food? Do you like Spanish? Like Mexican food? Let me go to Mexican. Like
I
tacos.
love tacos, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Bruh.
tacos. I
Listen.
absolutely love tacos.
Personally, I'd rather like just some
And they have to be
pork fried
real.
rice and chicken wings.
Charles said because it sells itself.
Yeah.
That's
That's
true.
just how your brother said, you know, there's like you don't see Lamborghini commercials, it sells itself.
Now, here is the question: what's better, tacos or Chinese food?
Tacos.
Get out of here, bro.
Chinese food.
Chinese food. Why?
Just some pork fried rice and chicken wings. Like, I don't know. I think it's also because since I was little, my parents would get that so often that, like, it's, like,
Bro,
nostalgic
are
for me
you-
at this point, and I like it so much.
You fucking with me?
Plus, I don't think I've ever had good enough tacos to say that
Nah, bro.
I like tacos like that.
all right. So I want to see W in the chat for tacos.
Yes, thank
or
you,
W in the
Bianca.
chat
Tacos.
for Chinese. Put it that way. W tacos or W Chinese. We're gonna take a poll on this one. Can we? Oh, next time we should run a poll. Chinese. Yeah, Charles, I'm with you.
All right, so we're 1-1.
So hear me
But
out.
okay, yeah, go ahead. Fight your story.
Hear me out. Especially South Asian food. Not
Chinese,
necessarily Chinese, but South
tacos.
Asian, even Chinese food. Man,
Tried
these
so
people.
far.
Okay, you changed it on me there, you motherfucker, because that's not the same. That's not the
He said
same.
nothing like sancocho.
Nothing like
All right.
sancocho.
All
That's
of them with
different, though.
tacos.
If you're gonna make it, sorry, I know you guys can hear me, but if you're gonna make it tacos versus Chinese or Asian food versus tacos, you gotta make it Asian food versus
Mexican.
Mexican, yeah.
Latino food.
All right, fine.
Yes,
New
right.
subject.
Latino
New
food.
subject. This is we're gonna go broad. Asian food versus Spanish food.
Latino, not
Latino
Spanish.
food.
Latino food. Oh shit.
Well, that
See, because when you say Latino, you also have to factor in basically the whole South America, including Brazil.
That's fine. Let's put them in. And then you got Peru. No, we can't go with this because Peru is.
Yeah,
gonna
you got
win,
ceviche, bro.
Period. Like, no,
there's so much.
but
But then you
all
got
right.
sushi in Japan. We all fucking love sushi.
Yeah.
We
Sushi,
all
Sushi,
love
hibachi,
sushi.
all of that. But
Yes.
I feel like
Oh,
personally,
dumplings.
from what I have
Dumplings?
tried, I mean, there's a lot of Asian food that I like vermicelli and pho and all of that. But I don't know, like, there's just so much more to Hispanic food. Like, maybe it's because I am Hispanic.
Like my mom said, maybe Chinese food in DR.
So I think Peruvians. I think Peruvians have this figured out because what they did, they took Asian cuisine and mixed it with the Hispanic food, and this is why like Peru is probably known for having the best food in the world, right? But my bone to pick with is tacos versus Asian food. Why? In my opinion, Asian food is like superior in all of the ways because all the sauces, all the flavors they have. Like,
Well, I think it depends on what you're comparing. Like, since you're specifically picking just tacos, I feel
Yeah,
like you
it's
have
like
to
tacos.
specifically pick just one meal to compare it.
well, all right,
Because
all right.
if it's like that, if you say Chinese food versus just tacos, then I feel like more people are gonna go towards Chinese because there's so many options. But if you're saying like just
I mean-
fried rice versus tacos, for example, I feel like that will change people's options
Mexicano
too.
Montezuma. That's a good one. So okay, let's do this. Tacos versus like Jenna Sao chicken. I don't know how to pronounce
Just give me a
it,
little
but
bit more of that one.
you know what I mean?
If it's that
little
specific,
bit
then
more
I
of that
might
one.
just say tacos because like I don't even know if I would like that chicken.
What?
You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
No.
so she's never had real good tacos, like authentic corn
Bro,
tacos.
I don't care how good the tacos are, but you take General Tso's chicken. It's sour,
General Tso's
sweet.
chicken.
Bro, it's sour.
Yo,
How about
you're
we
gonna
make
try and
tacos
tell me-
with it?
You're gonna try and tell me you would prefer Panda Express over like actual
No, bro.
Mexican street tacos, bro?
Well, I don't think he's
No, no,
talking
no,
about
no, no,
Panda
no.
Express.
I'm not talking
sure
about
he
Panda
knows of
Express.
some
Isn't that
little
what
mom
General-
and pop's place.
Isn't
that's
that where
good.
General Tso's chicken is from?
I'm talking about an actual authentic Chinese restaurant.
Like some
General
mom and
Tso
pop's
chicken,
little
not like a
spot.
fast food.
Okay, so I could see
I'm
why
comparing
you
the same
might.
level.
I could see why you maybe choose the Chinese food. I haven't had too much Chinese food.
Hey, interesting fact, by the way, women usually don't get heartburn unless they're pregnant.
I've gotten
What?
heartburn.
Yeah, that's
You said usually.
usually, yeah. And
Yeah, I feel
majority
like
I mean,
of
but like I feel
I
like
feel
some
like
people
it's
just
more
don't get
common.
heartburn in
one at a
general.
time, I
Like,
can't hear it.
I don't get heartburn in general. Like at all. Like
Yeah,
unless
I've
I eat
gotten it.
really
I
fast.
think it's a genetic thing because both my dad and my brother get it really bad to the point where they have to take medication every day to not have it. So that's why I feel like I have it sometimes, but it's not that often.
A lot of times the heartburn comes because you have like this thing called Helicobacter pylori in your stomach. It's a bacteria. So there was a scientist back in the day, you know, like he was talking about ulcers and heartburns, and then he discovered the bacteria, and he's like, it's a bacteria. Bunch of scientists said, no, you're wrong. This doesn't happen. So this guy took the bacteria, ingested it, got himself infected, and then made medicine and drank the antibiotics against it and cured himself. And then just like that's how he proved it, that it was like bacteria related. But anyway, going back to Chinese food, General Tso's chicken, bruh, sweet, sour, spicy. What else? Other flavors you want to mix it? This food has it. Like it has umami in it too. Like that engages your entire tongue, bro. Like the front, back, the middle, like you know what I mean?
Underneath.
Like it gives you
Upside
like the whole.
down.
It is still not better than a corn tortilla.
Get out of here.
Get
outta here.
Carnitas,
Get out of here.
cilantro, and onion. It is still not better than that.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the sweetness, doesn't have the sourness. It can have the
Yeah, you
spiciness.
can put a little bit of lime. You can
You
add
can
a
do
little
the
bit of-
lime. It has
the
sweet and
saltiness.
sour. You add whatever sauce they have. Every Mexican place is gonna have green and red
Yeah,
sauce.
But we were in Mexico, like the traditional street
Tacos,
tacos.
yeah,
they
it's
don't
just-
have any. It's just cilantro and onion.
Yeah,
That's
it is cilantro
a
and
little bit
onion.
of lime and done and good to go.
That's how I like
And then
them.
you're eating that corn shell, bro.
The shell.
No, I mean the soft shell that made from
I
corn.
love those, bro.
I can stand.
You don't like the
corn.
corn? You don't like the
Hell
corn
No,
no.
I
tortilla?
think I like flour more
I
than corn.
love
That's
corn
another
tortilla.
reason why
Corn
I'm
tortilla
like,
is
ugh.
way better. Way better. Now, it's something to get used to. It has a different consistency. It has different taste. It's not as sweet. It's not as...
Miguel said ponchos. We need to just go to ponchos. Maybe my answer will change and I'll say
I'm
tacos are
hungry
better.
right now, Miguel. Don't do that to me. Yo, Pancho's is way better than corn tortillas and much more filling. Way better.
Tonkatsu tacos.
What's-
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You take like some sort of an Asian food and mix it with like Spanish kitchen.
I'd be
and
down
you
with
get
some-
Peruvian food.
You get Peruvian food. I'd be down for some like poke tacos, like
Poke
That
tacos?
exists.
Yeah,
There's
that's what I'm
poke
talking about.
burritos.
So that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's why Peruvians got it figured out. That's why they got the best kitchen. They mix the Asian with Hispanic food, and voila, you have this.
Hey, we do that in DR too. We got sushi with plantains.
Bruh, I've seen the sushi in DR. Oh my god.
Horrible.
Okay,
You
well, we
cannot
had it.
call that
We
sushi.
had it
That's
in the
so bad.
resort, which I feel like it was not good. I feel like if we went to a restaurant that's like known for that, it would be fire. But
No,
at
no,
the
no, I
don't
hotel,
know.
it was.
I don't know. know, man.
I'm talking
I don't
about
know.
Dominican sushi, where they take chicharron, wrap it in rice, and put an avocado in there, and they call it a sushi, bro. That's a different story, you know.
Damn, chicharrón. That sounds so good right now.
You're just hungry.
I am hungry. Huh? ¿Para qué tú me estás torturando aquí? Eso, I don't know.
But anyway, so this
That's
was
why
a
I have no
subject.
favorite- Yeah, you just have food, right? Right, Bianca? We just all just love food in general.
Yeah, I don't have a favorite food either.
Yeah.
It
see,
sounds like you do. The chicken you keep
No.
mentioning.
no,
If
I
that's
don't
not
have.
your favorite.
I don't have a favorite. I'm just saying Asian food in general is like more flavorful than Hispanic food because he's got. All
I will
different-
say, not from personal experience, but I've heard that Indian cuisine is one of the most flavorful cuisines ever, and it's very basic. It's just a lot of like aromatics and herbs and this and that.
Natalia's used to have Mexican and Asian food. I've never been. But I don't know about Indian food. I've eaten Indian food that like they're heavy on cream, like milk products, and also a lot of butter.
Yeah,
But you put a ton of butter in any food, it's delicious. You know, like butter makes it, I think. But
Chicken breast with butter.
chicken,
That's
yeah.
That's like one of my favorite
Oh, that's
ways
such
to
a white
eat
girl
chicken.
thing to say. Chicken with butter.
It's I don't know what it is. Like when I make it, I let it get a little burnt,
Yes.
so
Yes,
it, like,
Rabo.
caramelizes.
I'll give it to Rabo. Rabo's got it. Rabo has got it, but that's a whole different level. I grew up eating like the bad cuts, so that's like that hits close home. You know.
Chivo.
I don't know what I could like name a favorite food on, man. It's kind of hard. I think my favorite food from home would have to be monfongo. I love it, man.
Mofongo. You know what I don't like?
You guys are so similar. Anything
You know
he
what I
says,
don't
you're
like?
like,
Talking about layers and layers, somebody put that in there with layers, is Mediterranean rice dishes. Bruh. These people will throw in nuts, all kinds of sweet, sour into the thing, and on top of that put spicy. It just make this whole kitchen of coriander and stuff. Like the next day you smell because you sweated. It's terrible.
What
And
do you-
another thing with Indian food, bro, like that curry comes through pores crazy.
What do you what do you think of cooking in and outside? Like I know a lot of, especially being around a lot of Hispanics, they love cooking outside, right? Like their kitchen inside is like
It's for show.
it's like a treasure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
my
and,
my kitchen inside is like a kitchen at IKEA. Like nothing is done there,
Well, there's something about
It's
like
all storage.
literally.
yeah, there's something about cooking food and like open fire because you get that the flavors like what.
Well, I'm just saying like outside in general. Like for example, like I found like I hate my mom cooking inside because of the smell. All my clothes smell. All
Yes.
of them. Not just the one I'm wearing. Like clothes in the closet start to smell.
Yeah.
Of whatever she was cooking, and it's really, really annoying.
Well, that happens sometimes.
And
you
then,
know?
but this is one thing I don't agree with. That's like also I see from her house is the no trash can inside.
What do you mean?
They have no trash can inside their house.
Well, that kind of makes sense, but it would be very not convenient.
Listen.
Bro,
Right.
it's so
We do not
it's
use
so
our indoor
inconvenient.
kitchen at all. Like our microwave, our oven, all of it is used for storage. Like it's literally there for show. The only thing that gets used is our coffee maker that's in there. We have no trash cans at all. Not in the bathrooms, not in the kitchen, nowhere. There's literally not a single trash can inside of my house because they smell.
Yeah. I mean, I can see
hate it. I hate
it's
it.
very not convenient, but I can see it for sure.
Like you use a napkin for something and now you have to walk all the way outside to throw it away because there's nothing inside the house.
That could be like you less napkins. You're more environmentally friendly.
They don't.
Or I
give a
just
fuck.
throw it in the sink and then let them throw it away
They
later.
don't care. They really don't care. They literally just because
Bro,
the
you
smell.
know-
Oh, they don't even have a sponge in the sink inside.
Oh
So
yeah,
where do they
if I
keep
want
the
to.
sponge.
There's not one there because that also stinks. So like if
So where
you're
do you
gonna
keep it?
wash dish, like if you're gonna wash one of the cups that's inside, you just put a little bit of soap on a napkin and use a napkin.
Oh wait, that's different. That's different.
They literally will not keep anything inside that will smell. They have issues, I'm telling you. My mom's a clean freak, like another level.
But I'd rather live in a house like that than a house that smells like
Oh,
5
absolutely.
spices.
10 times over. 10 times over. I would
Yeah.
absolutely love to live in a house like that versus a pig's house. You know what I mean? Like,
Talking about food, do you know our teeth actually evolved the way they are because we learned how to cook with fire? because we make everything more tender with fire, and now we have like normal teeth. And a lot of the vegetarians that are running around and saying, well, you don't have teeth like an animal, look at that. Yeah, no shit, because we learned how to cook on fire.
You know, I think it's I was listening today, Steve-O, you know who Steve-O is from Jackass?
Yeah.
He was saying how he went to go get his ass checked out, colonoscopy or some kind of other. No, it wasn't a colonoscopy. It was some kind of flush he was doing, right? And anyways, the doctor went to go look inside him, and he's like, "Bro, what are you eating? Like, what the hell is all this? Like, what was it he was saying?
Oh yeah, like a not colonoscopy, but like a colonoscopy flush. Yeah, I know what
exactly.
you're talking about.
And he was like, "Yeah, I'm vegan right now." He's like, "Bro, this vegan shit is messing you up." Like, it was super bad for his body. Like, all the stuff that, you know, like the fake meat, that shit is so bad for your body. Yeah. So bad. And, like, your body is not meant to eat these certain things, like all this processed soy and wheat and all this. Like, it's really not meant to be eating a lot of this shit. And so when you go as far as making it into freaking meat, you've GMO'd it that far.
That's true.
Yeah. But then I don't know.
Your body's literally like, I don't know what to do with this.
I think you need to fact check this one, but I think some primitive animals, like some primitive monkeys, they produce vitamin A and B naturally, and we don't anymore because we learn how to cook with fire and we get our vitamin A and B from the meat. But we used to be able to produce this back in the day, but because we switched to cooking on fire, two things changed. One is we're not producing vitamin A and B, and number two was our teeth actually changed the shape because we don't need like these rigid teeth to bite into like raw meat and colonics. There we go. Charles got it. Man, Charles, I bet Charles like wins every single one of those. What do you go? Trivias, every single trivia. Yeah, so he's gonna fact check on this, but I think
you don't know he's over there on his laptop looking everything up to be the first one to answer.
Another interesting fact: if you are deficient in vitamin A, white bear liver, literally is packed with vitamin A.
Like white bear liver.
Yeah, apparently liver of any animal is packed with vitamin A, but white bears have like the most. And you can actually get poisoning from vitamin A.
Our bodies never produce it in general naturally.
No, they don't.
They don't.
But
I mean, even before,
they never did.
Through evolution, we lost it. They're saying.
It says here, vitamin A, along with other vitamin and minerals and other compounds, is essential to micronutrient. This means that our bodies cannot manufacture.
Correct. Our bodies cannot. But what they're saying, during the evolution, we lost the capability of producing. Kind of like during evolution, we started gaining capability of digesting milk. So like a 25% or 30% of the general populace can digest milk, not because it was evolution and we lost it. We actually started producing
and
it. What does the fact check say?
We never were able to produce vitamin A. We did stop producing vitamin B. You're right about the vitamin B.
There we go.
Vitamin A, we can't produce that. We were never able to. But the vitamin B, you're right. We humans do make vitamin B, but unfortunately, set up to dysfunctional blah 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 blah.
So there you go. So that's what I'm saying. Like same thing with lactase, right? Like our bodies naturally cannot digest lactase, right? Unless you're a baby, and then you kind of lose it, right?
That's why most people become lactose intolerant as they get older. I mean, I did that too as a kid. I used to drink milk every night, and then one night I got the shits from the milk.
Jay, how from back in the line of evolution are you speaking? Like I'm talking about 300,000 years ago when we started the evolution. Yeah, that's how far.
When we started cooking, that's how far. That's a long time ago.
I think cooking fire is like 30,000 years or something like that. I don't know this.
How old is fire?
Yeah, that's. And they're I don't know if this is true, but they're saying because of the lightning, they just kind of picked up fire.
Over 200,000 years ago.
Oh, there you go, 200,000 years ago. So we had 200,000 years of body evolution because that's how our teeth change, basically.
So there's only a few other. They say 200,000 because that's like their most solid answer, but they have found like up to 5 archaeological sites that have evidence of fire that are older than 500,000 years, but it's not enough, right? Like most scientists need a lot of proof. So 5 isn't enough for them to say that number yet, but they have found it.
It's still 200,000. That's 200 millennia. Like think about it for a minute. Like how many generations came through that, and how body changed in natural selection.
Let's see. How long ago did we stop producing it?
What, the fire or
B12.
B12?
Yeah.
Yes, it's probably gonna be, I don't know. Because I think the most humanid, the most oldest humanid discovered is 303 years old, and it was like a female monkey that they.
Yeah, I literally found it. The evolutionary quirk that made vitamin B12 our part of our diet.
You found it? Yeah. All right. So fact checking. We got the fact checks too.
Yeah, we
Well-
brought the laptop out today so we can make sure we know what we're talking about. I'm trying to look for like a number here.
Becau-
How long ago?
Our teeth are not really similar. Like if you look at monkeys, they have larger canines and then different type of teeth. And
Yeah, I
and-
mean,
and
any
monkeys-
any carnivore, you're just gonna see larger canines. Like our canines have naturally gotten smaller due to the fact that we don't need large.
yeah, and
canines.
and then primates, they don't cook. Remember, we started
They
cooking.
need those large
make-
canines to be able to rip
yeah.
through the meat. We
Mhm.
don't anymore.
We don't anymore. So our teeth did develop a
Yeah,
little bit.
I've seen about that. How our teeth have definitely changed over time because of the diet we consume.
Yeah.
Now,
And
of
then
course, it's
another
still
thing-
similar to something like a monkey. I mean, you look at a monkey, it just looks like a human. I mean, what else are you gonna say about that?
Excuse me, sir. We're made gun. I mean, here's the thing.
Angel, if it was like that, where'd you come from?
Wait a minute. If Angel believes in that, let him believe in that. If he gives him comfort, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. However, like unless you have like scientific proof, which is kind of gonna be difficult. But if you believe, then
I'ma save my
that's you. That's you. You know, it is what it is. He's not really shoving it down our throats until now, but but I think if you believe it and that's your prerogative, then do that. If it gives you comfort. Diet, yes. Fire, no. What do you mean fire, no? Once you start cooking any kind of food, it becomes easier to chew. So if easier to chew, you don't need we don't need our wisdom teeth anymore. There's no need for them. So a lot of people don't have them. For example, I don't have wisdom teeth naturally. They
I
never
have all four.
existed.
I had
All four
only
came out,
three.
and they're actual like teeth. I use them like they're all out.
Yeah,
I only
mine
had
are-
3 when I got.
I had
mine removed.
minor pain, compared to other
Yeah.
people.
My
minor
top
pain.
ones are missing. So I don't have them. Like they're
Emily
not
has
part
one
of
that's
my-
just never there.
I think it was one of my top ones. Yeah, that wasn't there, but I had 3, so 2 on one side and then one on the
Yeah.
other.
So
Which I thought was so weird, but never mind. I guess it's normal. Because I
Yeah,
never
that-
looked into that.
because it's easier to chew your food and swallow now. So anyway, but that all right. Don't worry about it. It's just taking too long. Appendix,
that's what I was
another
gonna
thing. Well,
say.
appendix does have some. I mean, can you live without appendix? No problem. Yes, but it does have some bacteria that are helpful. So there's some people saying that you need your appendix, and some people saying you don't need it anymore. But
enough that it's not necessary to survive.
there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we're
don't
old
need it.
enough.
yeah, it's good to keep it, but if there's
remember
no
I had
reason
a-
why
I
you
remember
have
I had
to
a
get it out,
buddy-
you'll be fine.
I remember I had a buddy in high school named Kyle. He had his appendix burst, and I remember.
Yeah, that's bad. All
had
that
a-
bacteria, like, will give you.
Yeah, he had a big scar on his hip right here. And,
You know how to
what
check
do
for
you mean
appendix?
What do you mean it burst? He's like, yeah, my appendix. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell does that
It
mean?
becomes
Yeah,
the size
I
of a
know.
hot dog, bruh, and then just pops. You know how you check for it? Like if you have the pain in that area. I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me. Go watch a
Go try
YouTube
this at
video or
home,
something.
kids.
I don't
What
know.
I've
Ask a
heard how
doctor.
you check it.
What I've heard is you take your 2 fingers and you push on it, and when you push on it, and the pain stops, that means it's your appendix.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
What about your tailbone? Yeah, what about it? We still have it, but we don't use it. Some people still have their tailbone. You know, it's a little thing that wiggles, I guess, or doesn't wiggle. You know, but some people still have it. We do. If you ever fallen on your ass and hit that tailbone, boy, that hurts. If you ever been in snow,
Bro, I
I
thought
know
I
somebody
broke.
who like
I thought I broke
sprained it
my
or
tailbone one day.
something happened that like it still hurts every once in a while.
yeah.
Which that's insane.
Well, anyway,
Right.
go.
I mean, I had some stuff I wanted to bring up, but
Bring up.
what y'all think about circumcision?
Bro,
Oh,
it's
God.
stupid. Do you know how that whole thing came around?
Tell me.
So back in the day, people, because they didn't bathe as much, and they didn't have, like, all they had back in, like, in Roman times, they had the public bath houses and things like that, but nobody really went and took showers and cleaned and kept themselves sanitary on a daily basis once or twice. they had to do that because it was just like
Why is it
fostering
a-
a bunch of bacteria.
Why is it a Jewish thing though?
Well, I think it's just detected the longest with the Jews because of the religion it just came through. But I think they used to do that back in the day. Like somebody discovered, like if you get rid of this, you're gonna have like less bacteria. They're gonna stay there. But nowadays, like it's not
How did
important
that happen
anymore.
the
Like,
first time?
huh?
How did that happen the first time?
Well, that's it had to do with the bacteria, right? Like, and then they discovered, like, if they cut it off while you were a baby, you're not gonna remember the pain versus when you cut it off when you're
So
older.
actually, the oldest dating back of where male circumcision came from was linked to a covenant with God.
Oh.
Something about Greek. It was first found in Greek culture, in Egypt. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say because if
Okay,
it's
no,
for
no.
the
The
whole
Greek
reason-
historian found it, but it was practice first found in Egypt in 5th century BC.
Well, for what? For cleanliness, right? Because they couldn't.
No,
like,
it has something to do with the religion, or some kind
Yeah,
of
with
kind of
religion,
connection
but
with
then
God.
what? It started in Egypt in 5 BC. Yeah, we found that, Alex. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. The Greeks.
It had to. It had to do something with cleanliness. Because festering of bacteria and things like that.
I mean, that's how we look at it now because, like, I mean, I saw
makes
I
sense
saw a
now,
video
but-
like a year or two ago of this guy going to the hospital because to get it checked out because he hadn't cleaned under his foreskin in
it was
so
for
long.
Abraham proving
Yes.
he loves
There you
God.
go. I found it.
But that comes from religion, right? Like from Abrahamic religion. So I don't know if
Yeah.
I can trust that too much.
Yeah, right here. So male circumcision is linked to a covenant with God dating back to Abraham.
Yeah, but see, that's coming in from a religious book. Like we don't really necessarily know that's what it was. Because I don't think he just woke up one day and says he's gonna chop off the skin so I'm closer to
Bro.
God.
Religion. You don't
Yeah,
know.
you
what-
never
You don't know.
But also, I think
It's not Skyfair, it's Sky Daddy.
Bravery and test of bravery, endurance, and sacrificial spilling of blood.
What?
Is where it comes from. Like,
No
the
shit.
original.
Okay, it's in test of bravery and sacrificial spilling of blood.
yeah, because I was gonna say if it's for cleanliness, I feel like a lot of people in like let's say Cuba or
Man, they
like
didn't
these
give a fuck back
countries
then.
that like they don't have
They only
like
lived to like the 21
let's
anyways.
say the ability to take a shower every day and stuff. I feel like they would do it more often, but like most Hispanic guys, I feel like aren't circumcised.
Well, that's because Cuba is heavily influenced by Russia, right? Like in Russia, that's not prominent.
That's
so
true.
there's that. Just like in United States, it's more prominent.
Yeah.
You know, in some of the Asian or some of the Muslim religions, that's like, or Jewish religion, that's part of it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wish someone would give me a few inches instead of taking it.
We could all use that, I guess, Justin.
I mean, is it important? Coming from just be honest. Is it important? Like, well, how important that is for you? I think it's more important for dudes than it is for girls.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you the other day outside of Eddie's house. That I feel like at this point it's more of like a thing that guys have made a thing more than girls. Like I feel like most girls, when you ask them, they'll say they don't care. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's some out there that will. But like I feel like it's more of a guy thing. Like, oh yeah, my dick is blah 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 inches, and it's more of like a
Like
trying to act
measuring
cool and like
competition.
yeah, like it's like a competition at this point between just guys. Like girls don't even care.
For aesthetics, what aesthetics? If you grew up seeing
She's saying
that
the-
from day one, you
circumcision.
wouldn't care.
Circumcising, yeah, is what
Yeah,
she's
you
saying.
wouldn't care. Like you wouldn't know
Well,
if the aesthetics
yeah, that's
is that
true.
or
Believe it
not.
or not, especially in the U.S., American girls are used to circumcised penis.
That's what I'm saying.
right.
So
Okay.
what you
So if
used
you're
to.
uncircumcised and the girl goes, "What is that?" You might be like, "All right, I got it."
Yeah, but it's not-
You never
it has
seen
nothing to do with
Shameless? You
aesthetic.
watched Shameless? I know you watched that. Shameless, the show.
Yeah.
The kid, what's his name? Fuck. Not Liam. The one right older than him. The boy. The one that goes to the army.
Gangster.
Yeah, he's a gangster and shit. He gets his dick circumcised in the show. Because the same thing. His girlfriend's like, I'm not touching that. Literally, I'm not touching that. and then the funny part too was he went to his older brothers and his older brothers was like, you have yours still? Like the older brothers were circumcised and he wasn't.
Oh
Do you
my
know that
God.
they've now done research and they said that it's actually putting back the pleasure centers in
Apparently,
in a guy,
I
like,
mean, I the boys, we were talking about this today in the chat. Someone said it. Apparently it's 90%, takes away 90%. Bullshit,
Yeah.
90.
I don't know
90,
90, but it
that's
does
a lot,
take-
bro.
it does take a lot. It does take a lot of the pleasure away because apparently like the nerve endings like concentrated on the bottom. So if they cut the nerving things off, like you're not as sensitive. And then plus think about it, that skin is super, super fine, right? Like that's in your underwear or in your pants for years. What's going to happen? You know, like calluses like you have on your hands. When you lift weights, you know.
Yeah. You get callus under foreskin.
Yeah, all I'm saying
Is
is
that Blanca said?
it is what
Or
it is.
Bianca, right?
Yeah, Bianca. Phimosis? I don't know what that is.
Oh, look it up.
Phimosis.
I know what it is. It's when the foreskin is too tight and the uncircumcised person cannot pull it back.
They can't
But-
put the head through.
Yeah, but
that's fixable.
it's fixable with a circumcision.
No.
But
Regular way.
it normally goes away. It happens a lot in children. It normally goes away as they get older and as the skin starts to extend and be used. It doesn't always have to be with circumcision.
We came to a conclusion in the chat. This conversation, you're biased whether you're circumcised or not.
Yeah, 100%.
So you're like
100%.
like I am. So I'm 100% gonna be biased towards being circumcised. And then if you're not, you're gonna be 100% biased towards being not circumcised.
Yeah, because I wish my dick.
No, I don't know. It's a weird topic for me. What will I do with my child? I don't know. What would you do? Are you gonna circumcise your child or no? No.
I think
Would you circumcise your child?
no.
No.
No. I know, sorry to put you out there, yours was done as a preventative if he has to go through, like our uncle who had to be circumcised as an adult.
Yeah.
So they did it for that reason only. And I feel like if were the case,
that's my backup towards the thing, is like a preventative thing.
But if that were the case, yes, it sucks as an adult, but I've seen it done. And I don't think that is a what if is a good enough reason to put a baby. Yes, they're not going to remember that. Yes, maybe if it's preventative, it is the best thing. But there is no reason to put a baby through that for a what if reason.
Should you pick? Okay, moving on from circumcision. Oh wait, I want my girlfriend's opinion.
I don't know if I would do it to my kid or not.
That's the one question she's gonna come to me and be like, "What should we do about the child with this?"
Well, I mean, it would make sense. You are, if it's a boy, you are the man. You are the one who knows what it's like to have a penis. So,
okay, I had this opinion the other day. I don't think you should pierce children's ears, whether it's a girl or a guy.
I could agree to that. I had
like the other day. I don't remember who it was.
As a child, but
I don't remember who it was. But somebody, if they have not had the procedure, is what I'm saying. LOL. Yeah, if they haven't had the procedure, we understand. Yeah, she came in and.
So I've had
explain to what
that,
you were
but
talking
that
about.
was fixed super
Thank you.
easy. Like, you know, when you wash yourself, you just pull it back. It hurts for a couple of days, and then the skin stretches out, and it's done. I had that as a little kid, so that was fixable.
I think another thing too, like that's something that has to be like taught to kids, like taught to clean.
Yeah, 100%. It's just like when you're wiping your kid's butt. You know what I mean? Then eventually they're gonna have to wipe their own butt.
Yeah, I think that's something that has to be taught, and maybe some people just don't want to deal with having to teach their kid that, so they'd rather just chop it off.
Listen, all I'm saying, if we didn't need that piece, like we wouldn't have it.
That's true.
You artificially have to remove it. We wouldn't have that.
I get you.
Yeah, but then again, going back to that size, is it important?
To size?
no,
In my opinion, no.
no,
Are you just saying it to be nice?
No, I'm not just saying it to be nice.
We're not just being nice. It really has more to do with how to use it.
It's
than
about the
size.
motion of the ocean, not the size of the wave or whatever the hell that
Yeah.
saying is.
Well, you know, because I see nowadays, like a lot of the younger women, they get like interviewed, and obviously this is a biased thing, right? It comes through because it filters through because this is the, oh, look what she said. So if she's like, well, I want 8 inches, 9 inches, 10 inches. I heard a girl saying I want 16.
Oh,
What do you want me to do? Touch your heart from inside? Like what is wrong with you?
And the crazy part is I think the girls' like notion of I want 12 is been placed there by most men because they go, I want 12. Yeah, I've had 12. I know what 12 is. And then they go, yeah, that's 12. Bitch, that's 6 inches.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Ask women what 6 inches is, and ask men just to measure out 6 inches.
Well, we're gonna do that right now. I'm gonna bring him tape measure.
Well, it doesn't work with me and Emily because of our career paths. We know what 6 inches looks like. But a lot of women, especially younger women who have never had to never pulled out a tape measure, they're gonna say, "Oh, 6 inches." No.
What I mean is that girls have been with guys before. This is my opinion. I think that girls have been with guys, and the guy's like, "Yeah, it was 10. Did you like it?" And then the girl's like, "Okay, well, it was this big, but he said it was 10, so that's 10 inches."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is a lot of girls who haven't actually dealt with measuring anything.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's what you mean. Okay, I thought you meant like girls that haven't had sex yet. Okay.
No. We'll go by what they've been told, and men exaggerate.
Bro,
just like when you
you
go
do
fishing.
not want to do this with me. I measure all day long.
So what is
So
I'm probably gonna be absolutely
6
wrong
inches?
What is 6 inches?
Like this.
All right, keep him there.
I'm thinking of like a half of a Subway foot long.
She's about 5. She got 5.
5.5.
Go.
That's 5. It's 5.
That's
You're at 5
Bro,
actually.
Keep going.
Okay.
That's
going more.
6.
That's 6 inches right there. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, but you gotta go from inside to inside, right?
Yeah, inside to inside.
That is inside.
That's 6 inches. Let's see.
Okay, I was off by half an inch.
Yep, she was on it. Now.
So
Thinking about half of a Subway sandwich. I can.
Oh, half of a sub. That's how. Yo.
Now let's go to 8. Let's go to 8. What in the hell are you gonna do with this?
Hold on, let me see. About like that.
let me see.
What are you doing?
Let me
with
see.
that?
Yeah, you know.
You are in bed.
That's
and
a whole
your girl
foot.
pulls out a tape measure
Just
to see
saying,
how
like
big
not
you
a
are.
foot in size, but like somebody that my foot is that long.
Kat, what would you do?
To a foot.
Wait.
Measure
We
my
gotta.
big ass foot.
We
Measure my
gotta
shoe.
pay attention to our producer here. Miguel said you're in bed and your girl pulls out a tape to measure how big you are. Well, what do you do?
Measure it.
Measure it?
Measure it.
I think at your age, yes.
No.
At
No, it's when you're above average. You don't give a shit.
whatever. I think at your age, yes. I think at my brother with a serious relationship, he doesn't have a reason to lie. But I think a lot of these guys who are like just going out there to, 18, 19-year-old boys, they're
Or even
lying.
younger,
They're
yeah.
lying.
I don't know. I think Jay's kind of right there. Even at 18 years old, I'm fucking a random girl and let's see how big.
What
Measure,
would you
bitch.
know
We
what it's
fucking or
like to
not?
fuck a girl, though?
I feel like
What
if they
would
were
you
to
look
take
like? You've been with her since you were what, 15 years old? You don't know any different. Like you don't know what you're gonna be.
But it's
what
not that.
it would actually be like if you were with random girls.
It's not about that. It's about the fact that if I'm fucking a random girl, I don't care.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
guess
guys
that's
that are
true.
at like younger guys, especially, they think that matters so much to the point where I feel like even if they were to send a picture, they would like make it an optical illusion and put.
I think you guys
a
are.
Febreze bottle like far enough away to make it look like it's the size of a Febreze bottle. Like I
Any-
feel like they'll go to
One
that
time I heard
extreme.
about something about where the hand placement is. Like
I think.
Yeah,
they're placing their hand
I-
far away from it.
I think that any guy 15 and older has gotten over that already. When I was 10 years old with Rodolfo and Lewis around my dick is bigger than yours. They're talking all this shit like little kids, but once you're 14, 15, that goes away.
Bruh, all I have to say, this is 12 inches, bruh. Go 12 inches. Go.
No, fuck that shit. I don't want to feel that in my throat.
That's a,
Like-
that's a baby, that's a baby's arm with a boxing glove.
Like,
what-
it
With a
can't
boxing
even-
glove.
The thing is, when it's that big, it can't even go that far.
Like
Like at a certain point,
What's
it
the
can no
average?
longer go.
4 to 5 inches most.
Average in the U.S. is like 5.
No,
quarter.
I think he's saying like the distance.
Oh,
It's,
like it's depends. It's different for every girl. It's between like 6.5 to max like 7.5.
Nah, bro. you gotta
No.
be less than
Like-
that.
it's like 4 to 6.
Like
There you go.
max depth for a girl?
Yeah.
4 to
no,
6.
no, it's more than that.
look it up.
I'm telling you, it can't be that much.
His Google search is gonna be like, what the hell
And he
is
has faith-
going on?
Way too much faith in men. I think so too.
Yeah, nah, bro. It's impossible.
No, I think it's because he was saying that after 15, like,
That's what I'm
They
saying.
stop
I think
caring,
I
yeah.
think so too. I think Eddie has too much faith in men. I think he has too good of examples in his life.
maybe.
Anyway, what is the verdict?
Okay, so the vagina actually moves the moment you're aroused.
Yes.
Yes.
So, are we talking about aroused or non-aroused?
No, just
Just
Aroused. It has to
both.
be aroused because that's when it matters, right?
All right, go.
4 to 8 inches.
4
inches.
to 8 inches.
4 to 8
And
inches.
what about when
I
it's
told
not?
you it was
4 to
bigger.
okay.
I told
What
you it was
about
more.
when it's not?
When it's not, it's only about what is it? 2 to 4.
2 to 4, and then 4 to 8. Wow, that's a big difference.
I mean, I
It
know,
doubles.
yeah, but obviously it can expand. I mean, you push a baby out.
What's the average of United States? Because we're in the United States.
I think.
Oh, I
think
just
that
put.
changes
I
it.
literally typed in how deep is the vagina. That's all I typed, and that great answer came up. Hey, bro, don't delete any of my porn.
Well, so then in that case, I guess it just depends on the women. Because
American-
4 to 8 inches
average
is a very
American.
big difference.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna make a
So-
difference. I mean,
I feel like that's a
Like
really,
maybe
yeah.
the girls who say like, "Oh yeah, it has to be at least this one," are the girls that once they're aroused, it's 8 inches.
3 to 6, just like Lynette said. On average, it's 3 to 6.
did I say aroused or non-aroused? Didn't even say, did it?
No, but that's the average, right?
Literally says under. Does it get longer when you're aroused?
I mean, yes, it makes sense, but
I said 4. I said from 4 to 7. That's what I said.
She said, "I can do 3 take." I mean, he said,
yeah.
"I can."
It
do
also
3 take
depends on
earlier."
how your position. Yeah, that's true.
How you got them bent up?
I wasn't gonna say it like that, but it is true. Like your position does matter.
Well, it does, and this is why I have this unpopular idea, and I think like since times are better, and some of the girls like, cause we know this, like 40% of women like obese now, and 40% of women obese in United States, or 30%, something like that. Now, when you got that big butt, like you're gonna need more distance. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna need more length. So this is what I think.
Actually, the women with the bigger butts and the thicker thighs tend to have it shorter and smaller.
I was just about to say that, bro.
Thigh gap
From what I've
usually come a natural
from
thigh
what
gap, not
I've
because
heard,
Yeah.
from what I've heard, skinny girls can take it all. The big ones can't. From what I've heard.
the natural thigh gap.
How do you measure for the extra cushion?
Well, yeah, exactly. You have to get past the ass.
cushion,
Yeah,
you know?
we
So
all
you
know
got,
that.
If you got 5 inches of cushion, I think that's a lot.
Or you like,
Gotta spread it.
But
Yeah, I mean,
you know, I mean, if you get an average girl that's like, let's say,
but what's obese?
I think it's like 30 pounds over. I think that's what obese is. I'm gonna look it up.
Because I'm 30 pounds over,
I'm
and
morbidly.
Emily is not. Emily, I think, is ideal.
Yeah, right
And-
now I am.
And I don't think that looking at our sizes, it would make any different for me versus for her size wise. Now, if you're talking about
I'm
80
considered
pounds
morbidly,
over.
morbidly obese.
then I would say, okay, you've got some cushion.
Yeah,
you
which
got more
is-
cushion to.
That's why the scale
work
is
around.
completely off. Because like, yeah, Eddie's overweight, but I wouldn't say he's morbidly obese.
You wouldn't, but I am.
Like that's insane.
Medically, he would be. Now, he is lucky enough to not have complications from it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I also do have to say that I am not all fat. Right?
yeah, well, I'm sure when you do that measurement, you're not just looking at your fat. They look at the fact that you're
I
a
know,
man.
but like to actually get your correct rating of if you're obese or not, you need to go get a full body check. They need to
Yeah.
check your legit BMI.
but
Legit
also
BMI. Like
medically,
measuring fat. Like they literally will
Yes.
pinch.
yes.
And that's how like specific they get into those tests.
I got the calipers.
But
Oh yeah.
medically, people your
Hey, bring that
height and
grip thing
weight
out.
would be
You have the grip
unhealthy.
thing?
They would have complications from their height and weight, from
Wait,
their
so
weight.
you have the thing to check our BMI?
No
Obese.
cushion, no loving, just saying.
No cushion, man.
He has a thing to check your BMI. I want to try that.
You need
Yeah,
cushion
I think
for
that's
the
what he wants to go
pushing.
get.
Is
No,
what
he
it's
wants to
called,
get the
Charles. You
grip
need
one.
cushion for the pushing.
I mean, I feel like if you're being grabbed and you have no cushion, it's gonna hurt. Like grabbed or pushed in any way, if there's nothing to kind of absorb that.
Well,
I thought it was funny though when I was a kid and I was bigger than everybody and they were like, well, it doesn't hurt as bad for like when I did MMA. The kicks don't hurt as bad. You got more cushion.
No,
My
that shit
fat,
hurt.
my
Listen,
fat
fat
has
hurts.
nerves. My fat has nerves just like your skinny ass does.
I mean, I'm sure
Actually
the pain
creates-
is slightly different.
It's a different kind of pain. I'm getting tissue damage. They're just getting to their bone.
You're getting broken bone damage.
Yeah, it's not the same kind of like pain necessarily. What is that?
The BMI thing.
Oh, the BMI thing. Bro, just move this. This table needs to like.
All right, so we got two things. You were asking. He wanted
can put the
this.
iPad
This
on
is
the
like
Yeah,
a
'cause last
grip-
time I-
grip tester to test the strength.
Yeah, because
of your
last time I
grip.
did my grip test, I
And
had a
this
messed up
is-
hand.
And this is for your BMI. Like, this is for your actually fat percentage measurement.
Yeah.
So the way it works, like here, let me show it on camera. There you go. So the way it works, you basically pinch a part of, pinch a piece of the skin in a certain areas,
There's
and
no
then
skin. Not skin.
it takes measurements, and then you just put it in a formula and it calculates for you what's
Okay.
your body fat percentage. Now, to show how it works, you got to go on one side, like one side of the body. If you're starting on the right, you're going to continue on the right. But there's a whole science behind it, like where you grab the fat, like you have to separate the fat from the muscle. And
Yeah.
you can't hold this too long. You have to like immediately pinch it.
Yeah.
And then you let the springy part has the proper tension on it to give you the exact measurement. So for let's demonstrate on Eddie. So you would go like this, separate that from fat, and then you would just go boom. And then whatever this reads.
So it looks like a 13. Yeah, 13. Right over 13.
Yeah. It's perfect.
And then that's
So
the
you
chart.
get that reading, and then you get the reading of your tricep. Actually, your triceps is fattier.
Yo, 100%. You have more fat back here than
and
here.
then you take it off your thigh, off the side of the belly, and the
Gotcha.
side of the shark teeth right
Yeah.
here, and then you add all that together, and then gives you your fat percentage. And this is probably one of the more accurate ways to do it. The most accurate way, I think, is like it's a special pool at X temperature with X amount of salt in it.
Technology
They dunk you in
included.
it,
Yeah, they do it with a computer at this point and everything.
Yeah.
now.
But those scales that
they
you
use
buy,
like metal probes that like literally will scan through. Yeah.
yeah, those scales that you buy, they're like super inaccurate.
100%.
I want
It
to.
depends on the amount of
I
water
want
you
to
have
try
in your
it
body.
with this now
100%.
and then see
You
what
can't
it
tell
is
me.
at my
So
skill set.
there can be
and see how
someone.
big of a
There can be
difference.
100% someone my height, my weight, my even bone structure, and they could have a whole completely different thing because I could have more muscle, I could have larger this, larger that, whatever it may be.
That's why that cold plunge actually compensates for your muscle because your
wanna
buoyancy.
do it today.
Your buoyancy and the
Almost
fat
did it.
level compensates for all that, and then how buoyant you are, and this is how they determine what's the fat percentage in your body.
I actually really want to go to Ozzy's thing when it opens, man. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I really want to try the sensory deprivation chamber.
Bro, they're saying it's weird. They're
How
saying
does
it's
that
super
work?
weird.
I personally, growing up with a pool in my house, since even in my old house, I understand that feeling.
No, but
I've sat underwater for so long, completely still, mindless. It's kind of like that's what I'm understanding. I'm gonna get the
But
same
like
feeling.
when you
of.
saying sat there so long, you still have to come out, right?
Not necessarily. No, you're floating.
No, but what this does, no matter what, you still have noise. This completely, even if it's completely like nothing is going on, in you still have
I've
noise.
seen it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
it's
it the
like-
other day. It's literally like this little pod. It looks like a
Is it the thing that he had at his house?
no,
Or is
no,
that
no,
No,
no.
so
no.
the
This is
water
like an
has a
actual-
bunch of salt in it.
Yeah,
So you're
'cause you have- to
floating
be able
on
to
top
stay
of it.
buoyant.
Oh, is it like,
Cover this lid.
Stranger Things? The
Yes.
thing that she goes into.
Yes, yeah,
and
it's just
she
like
can,
that.
like,
It's literally
her
just like
powers
that.
are better.
That's exactly what it is. A sensory deprivation chamber.
But 30 minutes with my ADD, bro, no way. No sound, no noise, no interaction.
I think I just fall asleep.
I want to try it. So you just lay there floating?
Yeah.
You just lay there floating?
yeah,
and
it's-
what's
it's
the
kinda
purpose
like in
of
a-
it?
The reason it is a sensory deprivation, so it deprives you of your senses. No noise.
It's
The
so
floating-
quiet.
No,
You
nothing.
don't feel anything.
You don't feel anything because you're just floating there in water. It's dark. It's 100% dark. You can't see a
Yes.
thing. You're in a little pod.
All of your senses are at zero.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
kinda wanna
guess
try
water.
that, but then
you're
again,
feeling
like,
because
You
you're
don't actually feel water though.
Like when it's
your
dark
skin
and
doesn't
silent, it
have
gets to the point where you probably
rec-
think you're just like floating.
You do
Yeah.
feel water though
You're-
because you feel
you're-
the pressure.
Yes, your senses, your skin doesn't have any receptors for like wetness or anything like that.
No,
So-
no, you don't.
so
You
all
have
you feel
receptors
is
for
pressure.
heat. You're hot, cold, and pressure. It's
And
literally
pain.
what. Yeah. Well, pain is just extra pressure. Too much pressure. Your body's saying that pressure is gonna make something up. That's pain.
That's weird. Like, I feel like it would be cool to try it, but at the same time,
Let's see
I
the
have
grip
a
thing, baby.
feeling that, like, I would freak out. Because, like, if I'm in small spaces for too long a time or anything like that, I feel like I start to freak out. So, being somewhere completely silent, completely dark.
But
like,
I think you would kind of lose that feeling of you're in a small space just because nothing's going to touch you. When you're in a small
True.
space and you're like getting crowded by
and you
people,
can't see
My hand's
that
messed
you're
up
in a
already.
small space.
yeah,
It's just dark.
that's what makes a
Got
lot
a
of the
booster on my
react.
finger.
Unless you're like
121.
claustrophobic, legit. Being in there, you shouldn't feel that. Usually, people who have like just anxiety from small places is from like when there's too many people and you're getting touched or you're bumping into stuff and you just don't have room to like move your own space. But this is all your own space. Your other senses are not having to also interact.
That's true.
So I looked up. So 5'9", which is an average male height in
That's
the United
about
States.
how tall I am. About 5'9", 5'10" ish.
Who?
Me.
Nah, you're not. You're taller than that, bro.
No. Bet.
No way. Really?
5'10"
measuring
with
tape.
shoes on.
I see. Cool.
Well, maybe not those.
So
Maybe not
foot,
these. Yeah, the Sakai's give me a little extra.
5'9", your healthy range is between 125 to 168. So let's take 168. That's considered healthy range. If you are at 202, that's the max. That's considered
My stomach
overweight.
weighs more than that.
Yeah. If you're at 203, that's considered you're obese. And then class 3 obesity is 271.
Okay, so I'm just obese.
Well, then there's class 1 and class 2 obesity, which probably, depending on where you are, will put you in that class.
Let's see.
Anyway, so yeah, so that's looks like about 30 pounds, 35 pounds that you're considered obese. And then from there goes to morbidly obese, which is like above.
Okay, I thought I was morbidly obese. I am just obese, or probably class 1 or class 2 obese, because I'm around 230. Nobody's saying anything. They black out over time.
Yeah, I can still hear us, so we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm
Yeah, I have it
monitoring.
here. On my
How
phone,
long are
so-
we been going?
I don't know.
That's a good question, huh?
You have to check on the thing.
Ah, go to YouTube and look how long the live is up. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's probably
I
been
don't
an
know how to
hour.
check that.
So you see, if you have it on live, Mimon, what you would do is scroll all the way back, and it's gonna tell you. We've been in live for about an hour and a half.
Hour and a
We're
half?
good.
Nice.
We're going good.
Yeah, so that's the obesity thing. So, and I think we were in a pandemic because, like, you know, back in the days, like, there were in cultures, they recognized women that were a little bit thicker as desired. And that, you know, had to do with, like, food obtaining. But now we don't have that issue, and food is plentiful. Actually, so I read somewhere, I don't know if this
It's the
study's
opposite.
true or
It's
not.
how much can you stay away from the food is what's
Yeah.
valued now.
So I've looked into this. Back in the day, people would spend about 25% of their household income on food. Now it has gone down to like only 12 and a half. That's like that's how much less we're. And now
Say again, how much was the first number?
the first number was 25% of their household income
25. Wow.
would go towards food. Now it's only 12 and a half. So the food has actually gotten cheaper than what it used to be. And but a lot of people just say like food is going
Thank
up
you,
in
Alex.
price. I mean, looking at egg prices right now, you know what I'm saying?
That's why my buddy Justin bought like 100 ducks, 50 chickens, or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
but it's
70
still
chickens, he
cheaper
told
what
me.
eggs used to cost back in the day
Yeah.
because of the mass production, right? Like
But
it's more
that's-
accessible.
You tell people that, and they're like, but it was 30 cents. No, adjust for inflation, motherfucker.
Yeah, but then back in the day, you were also making not $50,000. You were making close to $25,000.
yeah,
on
20,
average.
28, you know.
Yeah. So it's all relative. Yeah, have things have gone up in price where the raises are not following that.
Yeah, directly,
true.
yes.
That's true. But at the end of the day, we're still paying a lot less for food. And in addition to that, a square inch of food now packs a lot more punch, meaning like more caloric value than it used to back in the day. And I did this whole thing where I like looked up, you know how people say brown rice is better for you, like organic brown rice is better for
Yeah,
you?
not bleached or whatever, right?
Yeah. But apparently 100 grams of brown rice, like organic brown rice, has more caloric value in it than 100 grams of white rice.
Yeah. They've
So which
taken
means,
out. They've
like
almost,
if you're eating brown rice, you actually need to eat less, not more, which a lot of people are like, well, I'm eating brown rice, I'm being healthy. Well, yeah, you're consuming more calories.
I don't know if it's true or not, but for some reason, I feel like I remember hearing that brown rice is harder for us to digest than white rice, or is that not true? I feel like I heard something about that one time, too.
Oh, so looks like Alex found a source that says it's more than that now. We're looking at
Could be.
30%. Let's take a look.
It can't be. Well, how much money does an average person need for food? Depending on location, yeah, I agree. But on average, let's say United States, the average of United States, because you have,
I feel like it just depends on how many people.
I mean, you
eat.
have Alaska, where a beer costs $6. I mean, we're not gonna go by Alaska, for example.
I feel like it depends on how many people live in the house and like what these people eat as well. I feel like it'll depend on the price. Because if you're big on
Yes.
like buying a bunch of junk food and buying this and buying that, then I feel like you're gonna have to spend more money versus the people who just buy enough for like the exact meals every day and that's it.
Yeah, USADA has it at 30.6 in the U.S.
30.6.
Yeah.
Okay, so that study I read was completely wrong.
Yep. It's at 4,875 is the average amount spent a year
year?
on food. 4,875.
Wait a minute, that don't make no sense. What is it? 4,800? 4,800?
Sorry. Households in the lowest income quintile spent on average that much.
Houses.
While
That's what I'm saying.
households on the highest
What's the average?
was 1397 14,000 about.
Per household or
14,000.
per person?
No. What is the average? Because $4,800 times 3.
Oh,
looking
so
at
Alex,
14,400.
you it looks like you
He's
might
looking
have
at the lowest income
exactly. Yeah, Alex, it looked like you might have read that a little wrong cuz that's just showing that's only for the lowest income
So,
bracket.
let's just
Cuz on
do-
the
let's
highest
just
it's
do simple.
7.6, you know?
bracket. What was the highest earning?
So, let's do this. You want to average out the highest and the lowest? You're looking at 30.6% for the low and then the high is only spending 7.6.
7.6.
What's in the middle?
7.6%.
Yeah, 7.6 to 30.6.
What's the money wise? What is that?
money wise? So you're looking at 4,875 on the low quintile, and then on the high quintile, it is 13,973.
973. So divided that by point. What'd you say? 7%? What was it?
7% was on the
7%.
high side.
Yeah, so those are the people that are earning $200,000 versus people earning $13,000. All right, so let's just do simple math. 30.6 plus 7.3 divided by 2 give you an average of 18.95%.
18 point. Okay, so the average, that's average taking the highest and the lowest. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, bro, food companies are lowering the amount of food that you get while charging the same price.
Yeah, we get more air in our on our Lay's chips.
That's so true. I feel like
Well,
Doritos
they-
now are mainly
they-
air. When I was younger, I feel like the bag was. And
But
They
there are
are-
certain portion sizes that have gotten larger.
They are lowering the amount of food you get per container per se. Yeah, that's true, and they're charging you the same thing. However, it doesn't count for something like where you can go to the store now have 10 different kinds of spinach versus just having one kind of spinach. And at that point they can monopolize and say this is the price for spinach. Like right now you can get pasture-raised eggs, regular eggs, grade A, grade B, whatever, different kinds of grades. But back in the day you just had maybe 2 or 3 kinds. At that point you can oligopoly and then you can set a price to what you want. So just, thinking about this, like, it makes total sense. Why would they spend more money back in the day?
Did you guys see the thing about the Lunchables? There was this girl that I saw. She posted it. She got the nacho ones, the one that comes with like the cheese and the salsa
Yeah.
with the chips, that had glass in them.
Yeah, that happens.
Like, so she said that she opened one and she sat down with her daughter and they were eating it, and that she noticed that there was something hard in it. So she was like, "Oh, that's weird." Threw it away. Grabbed a new one. She said same thing with that one. So she literally took the cheese and like picked it out and cleaned it. When she cleaned it, it was like a bunch of pieces of glass. Like she posted a picture of like all of them on a plate. And she said she started looking it up and that it's been happening to a bunch of people. So I guess something happened to like
they
the
broke a
batch
piece
and
of
now
glass,
like
the whole
a bunch
batch
of
is
them have
bad.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because that's
crazy.
the whole thing with like hot dogs and things like that. Like not only they're using crap meat, but it's like bunch of roaches and mice. Like they detected mice meat in hot dogs and things like that. It's terrible.
I worked in pediatrics for 4 years, and I swear I will never, ever, ever feed my child canned child food, baby food. The amount of times parents would call or come in because they found a rat leg or a piece of a roach or a piece of some type of bug in the baby's food, they would call us crying, or they would come in with it in their hand like, "My baby ingested part of this." Is crazy. In 4 years, I saw it at least 20 times. At least.
Are you saying like the little like
The
mango
little canned
and
food,
whatever?
the Gerber canned food, or whatever brands they have now. I don't know how many they have now, but so many times.
That's
And
crazy.
that
I had
happens with
never heard about
anything
that.
that's mass produced like that, because they're just throwing
Yeah,
it,
like there
throwing
was
all the apples into big containers and
Uh,
letting it happen. Just
Yeah.
whatever. If something falls in,
Yeah, that's true.
if
It
something
was like the
breaks,
same
it's
thing
gonna
as
be
the
in.
other day, Capri Sun. All of the cherry ones were contaminated with like pine tar or like some floor cleaning
I mean,
solution.
that happened a long time ago with Capri Sun. I remember they had a thing that like the lady opened a bag up and like it was full of mold.
All black.
Full
The
of
entire
mold.
bag was
Well, no,
black.
recently what I'm saying
That-
that something
that's
happened
why
with the cherry.
They have the clear
batch.
bottoms
That's
now.
why they have the clear bottoms.
The Capri
Literally.
Sun.
Literally. If you see Capri Suns, they have the clear bottoms just so you can
All
look.
of them do.
All
Yes,
of the
all of
if
them
it's
do
a
now.
Capri Sun brand, it has a clear bottom. After that happened, that lady posted that shit on Facebook. It went so freaking viral, and they forced Capri
remember
Sun
that.
to put the clear bottoms.
Well, I think somebody said this, that after that girl licked that ice cream in a store, remember that went viral?
yeah.
Everybody started putting like the cellophane wrap on
Yeah.
top of the ice cream to like
Yeah.
indicate that nobody touched it. That's like just dumb. Like that's why like growing your food and making your
It's
own
like-
stuff is probably better.
It's like when you see the
But who's
sign
got
that
time for
says
that?
"Don't feed alligators," and you're thinking in your head, "Why the fuck would I feed the alligators? Who the fuck did that?" Well, someone did it. That's why there's a sign.
There's what not to do on everything now, because people have done it. At some point, somebody did whatever it is they're telling you not to do, even as stupid as you might think.
Bro, the whole idea that they had to tell you do not consume Tide Pods. Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Like
I
how
remember when that was a thing.
That was so stupid.
or the whole idea about flat earth. Bro. It just doesn't fit in my head how people still go around and believe in flat earth.
I think another thing though, like about the whole Tide Pod thing, I'm assuming that people first started to do it as like, oh, let's be funny, get views, like, oh, I'm so stupid, look at me eating a Tide Pod. But the thing that people don't realize that there's actually little kids on the internet and they will actually go and do what you did. Like the other
Yes.
day there was a little girl that died because somebody was posting to like inhale deodorant, like the little spray one, and the little girl did it and she passed away.
And the kids
No
who did
way,
the
bro.
Yeah.
Kylie Jenner lips or whatever with the suction pod, and then there was
Yeah.
kids going to the hospital with their lip completely cut open,
Or
bust
like
open,
all bruised and yeah.
bruised faces because of it. Like, they don't realize that most of the influencers who've done this didn't really take it that seriously.
Yep.
The whole thing, like the whole, everyone and their mother nowadays is an Instagram model, and they found like these most like popular Instagram
Yeah, cinnamon
models.
chocolate. I did that one.
Yeah, some.
I did that one too.
I threw up. I threw up.
I just spit it all
No, I was
over
at
my
I was at
aunt's
Rodolfo's
kitchen.
house. You weren't there.
Somebody did it at our house.
I was at Rodolfo's house and I threw up.
And the chubby bunny challenge. I
A
mean, that
whole
one
bowl of
wasn't that
Lucky
bad. That was
Charms.
just sticking a bunch of.
I remember.
marshmallows
I
in your
remember I
mouth.
ate Lucky Charms. I remember throwing up and like seeing the marshmallows. Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, most of these Instagram models, like you ask any girl now, like an average girl that shows up when you explore page, she's an Instagram model. Like, just like Drake said, have you been on Vogue? No, then you're not a model, right? So like these models go out there, and then if they're popular, majority of them going under the knife to get that perfect body and shape. But yeah, they go out there and just sell you snake oil by saying, oh, if you work out and follow my diet plan, you're gonna be just like me. Blah blah blah.
Like Liver King. Liver King
Yeah.
is getting sued now for doing steroids.
Yeah.
Which I think is like
No, is he getting sued for taking steroids, or is he getting sued for misleading
yes.
people?
So he's being sued for actually in reality he's being sued for saying he wasn't taking steroids when he was, and then promoting all of this stuff. So he has, I'm assuming, some kind of product that he was probably selling. That's how they're actually getting the sue through. But he is basically was saying, I don't take any PEDs, nothing PEDs. I pray every day.
Yeah.
That's all I do, right? That's all.
Performance enhancement drugs.
Yeah. And then he officially came out and said he was doing all these drugs, and he never said verbatim, "Do what I do, and you will look like me." But he was promoting all these things.
Yeah, like he was promoting supplements and all this
Supplements,
stuff.
the way of living, eating liver, non-processed foods, this and that. And his story is actually pretty interesting. Have you heard about his son? Or I don't know if I think it was his son. His son was very sick since he was born. And the only way he got him to start feeling better was something about these 9 ancestral tenets or whatever, right? Like this way of living.
But not showering. I
but
don't
not
think that
sh-
made his son feel better.
I've heard from multiple
Oh,
podcasts.
he's the person that doesn't shower?
I've heard from multiple podcast hosts, like, yeah, he's great, but he fucking reeks. Like, he doesn't put deodorant on. He even said he doesn't wipe when he goes to take a shit because he doesn't eat fiber.
Wait, what does that have to do with anything?
That's what I said. So you have watery shits, even worse.
Well, no. If
No, 'cause
anything,
then
it's
if
the
you don't eat
opposite because
fiber-
it's harder.
It makes it harder.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's saying his shit is so hard, doesn't leave behind residue.
Can you imagine him sitting on the bed?
Yeah.
Like, all red. His head is about
they're
to pop.
But like that's gotta be so disgusting. I feel like some of that shit is bullshit. Like, how can you not wipe? You know the kind of crust you gotta have down there if you don't be wiping.
And he doesn't shower.
Yeah, he doesn't shower.
So the crust is built up for
doesn't
who knows
use
how
he doesn't
long.
he doesn't use like deodorant or any of those things. You know, the dude
That's like
is
the whole thing that I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's still popular, but I remember people were doing the whole no poo method where they don't use shampoo. So like they will condition their hair, like they'll wet it and condition it, but they will not use shampoo. And like at first their hair will be gross, but eventually apparently your hair just gets used to it and it starts to look normal and it's fine.
that also depends on your hair type. If
Yeah.
your hair and your scalp don't get oily, it's a lot easier to do that. But if you build oil naturally,
Yeah.
then that would be really difficult. Like I can, with my curly hair and not putting anything in it and just products to try to keep my scalp not dry,
Yeah.
then I can do the no poop for a certain amount of time. Like I can go 2 weeks where I don't have to put shampoo in my hair. I only wash my hair once a week.
Oh,
So if I'm doing it every other wash,
yeah, girls, you didn't know this?
No.
Girls don't wash their hair every time
Washing
they shower.
your hair is horrible. Well, you
It's
don't
so
have
bad
any
for your hair.
Yeah, you don't know that life at all.
why if I wash my hair every day, it would fall
But
apart.
like
it would just fall out of my scalp at that point.
I wash my hair every day.
Yeah, I wash my hair.
Sometimes
Once a
if I
week.
didn't do anything all day, I sat at my desk all day.
I also work a
and
desk job, so
didn't do anything. I maybe
Yeah,
would
I
wash
don't
my hair
do much
that one
to
day.
get it gross. Like I don't go to the gym. I don't do anything like to make myself sweat to the point where it'll affect my hair. But for the most part, I do once a week. Now that I'm trying to like do videos and like post pictures, I need my hair to look good. Why are you looking at it? I watched it yesterday.
Okay,
But usually I try to do only once a week. That's actually really good for your hair. Like the natural oils from your scalp are really good for your hair. It'll help it grow more and be healthier. So yeah, I don't know how people wash their hair every day.
I mean, unless your hair is really, really oily.
Crazy, twice sometimes.
I mean, what are you washing though, Jay?
Your
You're
beard?
washing your skin.
Yeah.
You're washing your skin, not your
That's
hair.
different. At that point,
You have more hair on your chest than you do your head. Like,
Yes.
that he
Absolutely.
washes twice a day.
Or twice a day, right?
And apparently, I saw this. They did an experiment where the guys were using like the girls' products and the girls were using the guys' product, and this girl used like guys' products for
God.
a month, and apparently she was like so terrified of the way her hair looked and like how bad it was.
Yeah, that will like I feel like most guy products, especially number one, guy products is like 35 in one, like toothpaste, deodorant, mouthwash, everything in one bottle.
Bro, they hate
That's
on our simplicity.
horrible.
No,
No, that's
like,
horrible.
you
You
are-
need something that's like one for like shampooing. Yeah, it cleans
your
good.
face.
Conditioning is moisturizing your body. It's like cleaning, but not leaving your skin super dry. Like everything has to be
Yes,
a special thing.
the pH balance of your face, your scalp, and the rest of your skin are all different. You should not be washing them with the same thing.
Like, have you seen those memes of like the bottle that'll be like 35 in one, and it'll be like a random list of a bunch of shit?
It's not good for
So
you. I tried using Arthur shampoo like maybe 3 times, and each time I was like, this was a mistake. I just needed to know. I would have
That's
been
like
better
that's
not
like when
washing
you
my
go
hair.
to like a hotel and you use a shampoo and conditioner layer.
No.
Your hair is like stiff and like hard after, like even after putting on the conditioner, like it's dry. It's horrible.
I used, one time I used Arthur shampoo. It was great. When my hair dye took to orange, I used the Head and Shoulders, stripped my hair right out of that orange right out of my hair. It was good to go.
Talking about Head and Shoulders. So, Head and Shoulders, it has antifungals, actual antifungals in it, so that actually like
to help with the dandruff, yeah.
to help with the dandruff. And you know what's one of the big causes of dandruff? Movie theaters. Because people would go there with their dandruff, put their head on a
Oh, okay.
on a seat,
Yeah,
and that's
'cause
fungus. And then you go back and
is-
put your head on there, like you're gonna get it. That's why in the movie theaters I always sit like this. I come out with like I need a whole chiropractor to adjust my
So
spine.
what about like, I mean, so some people have like, that's like a genetic thing, like a lot of dandruff. Like Rodolfo, he has a lot of
That's
dandruff.
normally dry scalp.
Yeah, that's
But like
just dry
he's,
skin.
but
and
he,
dandruff.
but
But
he's
his-
told me that he
but
does
his
a
hair
lot
is
of.
oily.
He's told me that he does a lot of stuff and that nothing helps.
So first,
That's not true.
it takes more than what people want to wait for your skin to actually recuperate from it. And a lot of people who have what they think is dandruff and it's really just dry scalp. And then they're like, but my hair is oily. Your hair is now your scalp is making oils that are
I
not
was telling
natural
this to somebody the
to
other
make
day.
up for the fact that you're missing natural moisture in your scalp. So people who have dandruff and say my hair is oily, it's not naturally that it's oily. It's that it's so dry that your skin is making up. Your skin is so dry that your body's making that oil to make up for it. So if you start moisturizing, yes, your skin is not going to stop making it right away,
Yeah.
but you'll eventually reach a point where it stops, where your skin stops needing to make that much oil, which is why a lot of these people with the no poo,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
what they
working
say.
for them.
Eventually, yeah, it'll stop looking oily and it'll just, I don't know.
Then do you know what people were talking about with the PCR test with COVID? Something about cycle threshold value. You ever heard of that?
I feel like I've heard of what it is and been explaining it, but I don't know the exact term
Okay.
for it.
So I don't know exactly how to explain what it is, but it's something about how this threshold was set very high for COVID testing, right? For the COVID PCR test. I heard Rogan and Steve were talking about this, or not Steve, it was another guy. They were talking about that Rogan had a couple scientists on the show and stuff, and he said, and a lot of the scientists were saying that the CT value, which is a threshold value of 30 or 40, which is what the PCR test for COVID holds, leads to an extreme amount of false positives.
Be careful what you say. We don't want to get canceled.
It's just COVID. And apparently, it leads to an extreme amount of false positives. I was asking doctor, and he didn't really seem to have any kind of like information around it. But
Well, depends
something
on,
about how PCR tests are extremely unreliable, that you can get a lot of false positives, that you could have some other virus, and it's going to tell you have COVID.
Yeah, that's something that I was going to say that I heard. Like, one of my coworkers, I don't remember what it was that she was saying, but she has, like, she's diabetic and she has some other, like, virus or some other thing that, like, she always has it and it'll occasionally flare up and whatever. And because of that, almost every single time that she's done a COVID test, it comes out positive, even if, like, she hasn't had any symptoms, been around anybody, whatever. Like, every time that she's done it, it's positive. So, like, she's at the point where, like, she has no idea if she ever had COVID or not or what it was.
I don't know. I do know when the tests were first being done in clinics a lot, you didn't have the at-home test, that we were getting a lot of false positives from contamination of other ones.
Yeah.
Where the nurse would take your swab, take your sample, and then go from one end to another where people have walked by, even possibly them, where COVID was in the air minutes ago, if not seconds ago.
Yeah.
And they're walking by with your sample out like this or on a tray or whatever, and it was getting contaminated just from that. I don't know about the test itself being bad.
I got a question. What do you guys think about Shakira and Pique? And her.
That's
Bro, I
viral
just heard
son?
I just heard they broke up.
I don't know the
I don't-
story. I don't
yeah, I
know what
don't-
happened. I don't know anything. I just know the song is fire and I listen to it all the time and that's all I have to say.
The song is fire.
So apparently he cheated on her with a younger girl.
So what?
He
He's fucking.
cheated on her with the girl named Clara. Clara Chia something, I don't remember her.
He's
last-
PK.
Who cares what's her name?
He is.
Who cares what's her name?
fucking
She's 25
K.
years old. First of all, she's younger than Shakira, and that's all there is to it.
Take Emily's mic. since she doesn't know the topic.
Go ahead.
She's Shakira.
So
I don't care who he is. Look at their net worth and then tell me that
who cares? Nobody cares about Shakira's net worth except Shakira.
Yeah,
Nobody
he sure as
cares
hell
about-
didn't care. He
He
plays
doesn't
for
give a
bars.
shit. He makes
Or
enough
he used to
money.
play for bars.
Yeah.
Does he still play for
So-
bars?
Okay, but
You know how in this
his is like 30 million and hers is like 300.
so
So
30 million is still pretty
nobody
nice.
cares about Shakira's net worth. No one except for Shakira.
well, there was
Hers is 300 million.
when you're coming to when you're talking about cheating. Miguel, why is she tóxica?
Who?
Miguel, la
PK,
tóxica.
yeah, she's worth 380. PK, as of last year, was worth 80.
Yeah, no one cares what Shakira makes. Shakira, that doesn't matter.
So
I don't know how he was caught, but I keep seeing memes on TikTok of this girl of girls going in their fridge and taking a marker and like marking where the milk is and where like everything is and saying, "Oh, I'm what?"
I know it. There was two things.
Strawberry jam in the fridge, and PK doesn't eat strawberry jam.
And it was missing
Yeah.
some. Yeah, the
So-
girls, they were
and it was
marking
missing
everything and they
a
were like,
lot
cheating ain't
of
gonna
the
happen in my
jam.
house.
And not only that, there's also a video of her in one of his podcasts where she's walking behind him and it's obviously in their house. And then again, she ate noticeably enough jam that where Shakira is like, my kids don't eat this, Pique doesn't eat this. Who ate all of this? It wasn't like somebody came over and ate some of it. No, this was like enough.
I don't care why Pique cheated. I understand why he did. That's not important, or how much money that she makes. What I care about is when she came out and she said, "Oh, you changed the Rolex for Casio and Ferrari to a Punto or something like that." So Casio,
Punto.
yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't Casio a decent watch?
It is a decent watch, but it's
So
not a
It's not
Rolex.
a Rolex. Just how a Nissan and a Ferrari.
Casio went on their website and put down something like that. Our customers are loyal to Casio. They will never trade us for a Rolex, and they made like a big thing about
Yeah.
that.
No. That there was a fake Casio Twitter account
Uh-huh.
that was posting a bunch of stuff like that, throwing shade at Shakira. And then he went on a podcast
And start giving everybody Casios.
and he wore a Casio and said that Casio gave it to him. Casio is now suing him for lying because they were not on his side.
Doesn't matter. Point being is
That's fucking
in
hilarious.
Colombia.
Yeah.
I think it was in Colombia or somewhere. They even the Pinto car, like whatever the car she mentioned. They said, okay, let's compare this to a Ferrari. It's got 4 seats. Ferrari has only 2. Our engines are more
Yes,
more
there was a-
reliable than the engine of the Ferrari. You know what I mean?
There was a
the-
bunch of jokes about that.
Yeah.
Like,
But the bottom line is, she's almost 50 years old. I mean,
she's
it-
45.
yeah, she's 45, 50.
He's
It's right
35.
up there.
He's 35?
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Bruh.
wilding out.
I did not know. Well, I mean,
Casio sales were actually up by a considerable amount. There we go.
I believe it. I mean, first of all, I'm sure as an artist who made this song, she didn't just go and say it without getting Casio's permission and Rolex's permission before mentioning anybody.
Well, no, but the point was
doesn't
she was
need-
trying to throw shade at him, and then it backfired, and a bunch of people
didn't
came out
really
and said, "You're an
backfire.
idiot." Huh?
Didn't really backfire.
It did. Pique's still with the 25-year-old, and she's still single. And who's gonna look at Shakira
my thing
now?
is,
Okay, but she was gonna
my
be
thing is,
single anyways.
what is all
So
this
the songs
publicity
did-
she's looking for about this whole cheating thing?
Yeah,
Like,
because she's
making
not
a
cheating.
song.
She's
and,
an artist, and as a natural artist,
that's
you
an excuse to make a song.
It is 100%.
you make a song, you make your art about how your life is in the moment.
bitch, you think Shakira makes her music?
No, she doesn't. Somebody
No,
writes them
but-
songs for her.
But they're still gonna make it a. She's not
Chat
gonna sing.
GPT.
She's not gonna sing
Chat
about some
GPT.
random shit she doesn't.
Makes Shakira songs. Yeah. What do you think Shakira types in?
Huh?
What do you think she types into the chat GPT for her to spit out her song?
My husband cheated on me. How can I dog on him? And then just give me a
Watches.
song.
Include watches.
Include Casio,
Yeah.
Rolex, and Ferrari and Pinto.
I know that a lot of people were hating on her because it was like misogynist to
A misandrist?
to talk about another woman.
Oh.
misogynist
They
to
had to
talk
make- they
about
had to make it
another woman.
misogynist.
Yeah.
Because she mentioned.
Like, where's
Ah,
her
I see
girl
what you're saying, I
power?
see what
Where's
you're
her
She
her
mentioned it,
feminism?
like,
Homewrecker.
That's why you're with somebody. That's why you're with somebody that's like you and like basically talking crap about the girl too.
Yeah,
So it wasn't just
claramente.
about him.
Yeah, but I feel like
Yeah.
this woman, this 25-year-old, went into her house with her children, ate her food. Like, she's lost that feminism before you even got to Shakira.
See what happens when you're young and beautiful,
Yeah, what about Miley Cyrus?
and when you're older. What about Miley Cyrus?
Same
She's a
thing.
duck.
You didn't hear her?
Miley Cyrus, don't hate on Miley Cyrus. I'm a
She's
90s
a
baby.
duck.
Don't hate on
What
Miley
do you mean?
Cyrus.
Master's
She's a
stupid.
duck.
She's
Out of
so
all
She
the
stupid.
is not
singers,
stupid.
she's probably one of the
Sure.
least attractive ones, and her voice sucks.
Did you hear her new song though?
Have you heard the
Regular.
new song? That new song
don't
is
care.
fire.
It's
Just
going
like
against Bruno Mars song, so it's like I can buy myself flowers, I can hold my own.
Oh, it's going
hand.
against Bruno Mars.
Well,
She's gonna go
no,
against the one
she's
guy
not
the whole
going
world
against- no, no,
fucking
no.
loves.
But, like,
no,
it
she's not
matches
going
his
at
song.
him
Oh.
because
She's going at her ex
Hemsworth,
or her
her
whatever.
I was gonna say she'd be
her
really
ex-husband.
stupid to go
No,
after
no,
a
no, no.
people lover like
her
Bruno Mars.
ex-husband, one of the Hemsworth brothers, dedicated that song to her, and now she's like, I can buy my own flowers, I can hold my own hand, I can take myself dancing, I don't need you, is what the song is based off of.
Great, but
And
you
she
still
threw some-
won to. There's a big difference. There's a big difference. You still won to.
She don't
That's the
want-
problem.
She don't, no,
Come on.
she did
Come
the
on.
video in the house that he took women to cheat on her.
Who did that?
Miley's video.
Okay, and W for the guy.
What do you mean?
I mean, the guy got what he wanted, and that's it. He replaced her with a bunch of other girls.
He didn't replace her. He was still
no.
married. He cheated on her there.
He cheated on her.
That's not replacing.
Yeah, but
He didn't replace her. He went to go have fun. Fucked up.
do you think
Got caught?
do you think that guy has trouble finding another Miley Cyrus?
No, he's a Hemsworth.
There you go. So who's more valuable here, Hemsworth or
Oh,
Miley
she got
Cyrus?
permission from Bruno. Of course she did. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, she uses like his actual song.
No. The lyrics are
Okay.
the female version contradicting his song. I can buy myself flowers. I can hold my own hand.
So she couldn't make her own song, so she had to take Bruno Mars's song. That's
not the
already had
entire
a good
song.
idea.
Not the entire song.
That's what I'm saying. So she couldn't make her own, so she had to take Bruno's. Okay, that's dumb.
This is literally like a parody to Bruno Mars' song.
Not the whole song is like that, but
Yeah.
Well, the song is.
Yeah, so all I'm trying to say, Chris Hemsworth can replace her in a
It's not
heartbeat
Chris.
or whatever.
Liam,
One
I
of the
think.
Hems,
Liam.
he can
Yeah.
replace
Don't hate
her
on
with
Chris.
in a heartbeat, but she cannot replace him in a heartbeat. She
Yes,
just
she
can't.
can. She's
She
Miley
can't.
fucking Cyrus.
She
I
can't.
don't
You're
think
giving
so.
her too much credit.
I think you're giving
You give her
Miley
too
way
much
too much
no, no,
credit.
credit.
no.
She
I don't think you guys
cannot-
are giving
I don't
her
think she
enough
can
credit.
find
She can't.
another Liam Hemsworth like that. No, she
Nah.
could not. Like how
He's
Liam
trash.
What?
He cheated on her.
He's
It-
trash. He's
He's
trash to you
trash.
because he cheated on her in the view of a one woman, but the view of the world. What? You know who Miley Cyrus is in the view of the world? A crackhead.
Yeah.
Actual trash.
Actual crash.
Actual trash
Yeah.
in the view of the world.
Yes. 100%.
Compared to what? You know
Yeah,
what you're talking
100%.
about with the Hemsworth brothers, bro?
No, I'm not talking about the Hemsworth brothers. Okay, there's a difference. There's a big difference between Chris and Liam. Okay,
There really
Don't-
isn't. Just because you know Chris because he's Thor does not mean there's a big difference. Absolutely not. Liam has so many fucking movies. He has movies with Clint fucking Eastwood, bro.
Miguel agreeing with me. Miley looking better now that her hair is long.
I don't care
She's
what
look-
she does.
Okay, that's not him agreeing with
She
you.
will not be able to replace Liam with another Liam, but Liam will replace her with another Miley Cyrus and better looking one with long hair or less long hair. They're every day somebody's turning 18 and they're hotter, tighter, and better looking. There's nothing she can do. With time, she's getting older. These are getting younger. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Miley is replaceable. The guys that at that level are not. Sorry.
They were just as replaceable.
No, they're
or
not.
irreplaceable.
No, they're not. Because for you to get another guy like that, you have to fight off a horde of women that are just after that guy. Yeah, good luck with that. It's easy to say when guys are constantly trying to come at you, so you have to pick up the litter. But when you get guys at that level, he's the pick of the litter, not the girls. Sorry. Like, why does Drake have 45 baby mamas?
Because he a hoe?
No, because he can attract all these women because of his status. He's a homemaker.
So
not a hoe.
Yeah, he's a hoe. Yeah,
he's a homemaker.
Not a hoe.
That's some misogynist shit right there.
Did you guys hear about Usain Bolt?
Mm-mm.
No. You know who Usain Bolt is?
Yeah.
He I don't know exactly the scam that happened. Let me see if I can find it. But I did hear that Usain Bolt's account.
Who cares about their net worth?
Oh,
Who cares about Miley's net worth?
Fuck
no
Miley
one
Cyrus
cares.
and Hemsworth.
Fuck Miley Cyrus. Who cares? Who cares? She still couldn't keep Liam, that is less famous than her. She couldn't keep him. So
fuck those people. Back to Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt, fastest man alive, runs about 45 kilometers an hour, right under 45 kilometers.
Miles is that?
Miles, that is. Let's see. It's a little less, I think.
at those levels, it is about who can replace who and who can retain who.
27 miles. Usain Bolt got scammed the other day, and his account went from 12 million to 12,000.
Holy shit!
Let's see if we can find what happened. Something about investing in a bad investment firm. Like he went to a firm that was supposed to take his money and smartly invest it, and scammed the shit out of him.
Damn, that's gotta sting, huh? He'll get it back, but
that still sucks. Apparently, the story goes that he woke up one day to notice that shit.
Bro, Jay's not. Jay's is sexy as fuck for. Hey! Here's a news flash. The world is sexist. Sorry.
But mainly Jay.
No, I mean I'm just saying the way the world is. Again.
What is that?
Yeah, you can agree or not agree. It is what it is.
So when are we gonna have Arthur as a special guest?
Oh, so apparently he went to go start. He went to go start his. He went to go start his retirement fund.
Arthur will talk about fish tanks, African greys, cars, and whiskey.
That's fine. We can have a special episode just for him.
About fish tanks. W in the chat for fish tanks, whiskey, and cars.
None of those guys are older than that. Are older than 35.
Okay, so sorry, Arthur.
They're not into that stuff yet.
Sorry, Arthur. Miley's not better than you. How is Miley better than... She's not. There's thousands of Mileys out there. Thousands.
Thousands? I wouldn't say.
Thousands of Mileys. Thousands.
I don't
You
know.
think guy cares that she can sing?
Forget
She has $160
Miley,
million?
bro. Forget about Miley. I don't understand how we're still on this topic, my guy.
That makes it okay for you to be sexist. How do you figure I'm sexist? I'm just saying the way things are. You know, the world is sexist. Sorry. What do you want to talk about?
Find?
Come on.
Asian pyramids. We don't know shit about pyramids.
That's why we need to stop being the ones that are informed.
Get in, talk about pyramids.
He said it in the chat. But nobody paid attention to it.
There aren't thousands of Liams. There aren't. There aren't.
About time.
Oh, my boy
Special
Arthur,
guest
finally.
in the house. My name is Arthur.
I believe I personally believe, from my knowledge that I have right now, the pyramids were built by aliens. I think this. My father is definitely an influence to that. Yeah, your dad definitely would agree.
So I have a question.
What's up?
How do you think where pyramids were built?
I just told you. I think there was aliens.
Okay.
I don't know. I saw this French guy. Basically, we're saying it can be done from limestone. They created these forms made of wood, and then just kind of took limestone and like a bunch of natural shit that existed back then, and they created a piece of that block. And so they said they weren't dragging them up there. So I don't know.
Bullshit.
But the thing is that if you look at how much one of those blocks weigh, there was no kind of technology back then or proof of technology back then that says they could have moved this amount of weight.
No, that's what I'm saying. So the
But
guy was trying to explain it with his group of these French
You think,
scientists.
so they're saying they made it up there,
Yeah, they would make the forms and then drag the material
But-
up there and then just
but
mold it.
but the Egyptians say they took it up there.
Hmm?
The Egyptians say like there's like
Hey Bob, that is Joe from Impartial
Yep.
Jokers.
I'm the guest, bro.
That's my brother-in-law.
Yeah, so basically I've been following a lot of Joe Rogan stuff.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they've been cutting this
Thank you.
Corey, which is I don't know much about it. He's talking about they've been cutting this Corey red rose granite, from what I understand, that is hundreds of kilometers away. They actually have a slab that they were cutting that is cracked now, but they couldn't use it, right? So they're trying to figure out how the hell they move these tons and tons of freaking slab to the pyramids.
Yeah.
And then Joe was talking about like how it's built with 2,300,000 stones. And
Yeah.
he's saying if you mess up one
I work
inch,
with
by the
Stone.
time you get to the top, that shit is gonna be cut.
I work with
right?
Stone. I know what that's like, bro.
So
Yes, I remember. I've heard people talk about that. They have literally. You've heard, like, for example, they had to get a jumbo slab for Arthur's kitchen, right? Because it was a bigger kitchen, right? You had a jumbo. Yours was a jumbo, right? Your slab.
the slab, yeah. My
right?
slab was big.
They have pieces of granite bigger than those jumbo slabs laid up
I'm
on
his
the
twin
walls
brother,
inside of those
Bob.
pyramids. You can't make that. Like the stones, yeah, that's something you can make, right? I get the big concrete blocks,
Yeah.
right? But you can't make natural stone. How the fuck did they move that shit in
Bro,
there?
I don't understand. I don't know.
I think aliens.
At least they were able
What-
to apply enough pressure,
And
which
even,
would
you know,
raise the
they're
temperature
saying-
and create granite.
they're
out of the
saying, like, they
material.
No.
use
How?
this-
What technology are they gonna make? Alien
Uh-huh.
technology,
Yeah,
maybe.
They said like, you know, people say that they used some other rock. I don't know what it is, to pound it, right, for hours to
Create the granite.
create the square freaking
Bro, you know how many
1 hour. The
years-
guy sat there. He said 1 hour. He was hitting that nonstop,
You
and he
know
was able to chip three quarters of a golf ball size hole. 1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour.
You talking about slabs? They're freaking 3 times of a school bus.
These pieces of granite came from a big piece of block, just like they do nowadays.
In the ground. It's
In the ground or in mountains,
And they cut
and
it
they
and
cut
cut it
it
and pick
and
the-
put it in. How?
I don't know.
How? Doesn't make
Well,
any sense.
all right, so how do you so if Neil deGrasse is correct and we live
In a simulation?
we're-
That
this
would
is an
explain.
AI.
That would explain.
So
We
that
live
means
in a
this AI
simulation.
not only created us, but he also created the aliens that came down and helped the Egyptians.
No,
Yeah, we definitely.
but they just have what if our simulation started after the pyramids?
Wait a minute, what do you mean? How can our
They
simulation start
listen,
after?
listen, not after, but when the simulation started, they already had the pyramids there, and they just put that backstory into the simulation of these pyramids and the da da da. You know, I think it was
See,
really cool.
Alex
how-
is saying yes. Is it a feed of pressure and internal system to hollow out the inside?
yeah, to hollow out the inside, but how the hell they get those granite slabs that are placed on the walls?
Yeah, how
It's
did they
like-
build the actual pyramid?
how do they-
stack
how do they
all
pull
that
these-
shit up?
I don't. How I forgot the measurement.
How did they stack all these big blocks that weigh tons, like 20 to 100 tons each,
Yeah, they're like 50
on
tons
top of each other? Like, what did they use? They didn't have cranes. They
Even
didn't
if
have
you hollow it out.
They didn't have metal. They're not freaking hollow. Just 20 tons. What hollow? I mean, hollow rock can weigh 20 tons. I mean, it can weigh a couple of tons. Maybe.
No, I mean even if it weighs granite. I mean even if it weighs
Yeah.
20
Bro,
tons, like how do they move
I've picked up. Granite. Look, granite is like we do granite. I think the
Yeah,
countertop is
Bro, it's
3 cm, right?
It's heavy.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's heavy. 3 cm, right?
Yeah,
So you have 3 centimeters thick, and then Randy told me that a square foot of granite can weigh anywhere between I think it was 40 to 60 pounds. So like 50 pounds on average, depending on
Square
the kind of-
foot.
every square foot,
Yeah, so
yeah, bro.
bro.
Do you
You kn-
see when they cut it from a mountain, what they use, bro? Cranes, like
This big ass crane with literally a saw the size of a house.
and then they use another rock to push it out of the way, you know? Yeah, but how many? I mean, okay, let's say they had slaves. How many slaves? I
Have you
mean,
not seen the
around the
Prince of
damn
Egypt?
rock to cut the damn rock, and they have like symmetrical, even holes in the granites where
Bro,
the
there's
holes were
so many.
perfectly
There's
drilled.
so many things about the pyramids that they just literally cannot
Prince of Egypt.
explain.
Well, I mean,
I seen the Prince of Persia. Is that
Yeah,
count?
3
Yes,
centimeter.
yes, it is.
It's
Yes,
average.
it is.
Yes, yes.
yes,
Yeah, I don't know.
definitely average.
It's an interesting. I watched some
Thank you, Justin.
Netflix series on I forget the guy's name.
Maybe I gotta take a piss.
He's talking about something about ancient something. It's on Netflix, like 8 episodes. The guy talks about like how human civilization, like 12,000 years ago, in Egypt and stuff lived. That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's
I
a-
don't know, man.
That's a must watch.
I don't know. It's to me, it's like, okay, great, they built it. Okay, and then what? Okay, we figure out how they built it, and then what? Like,
I
what do you
mean,
go from there?
I guess I don't know, to understand how other civilizations live. Same thing that they talk about the what's it, Atlantis? What is it?
Yeah,
Atlantis?
the city under the water.
Yeah, they're saying it's in Africa.
Well, I don't
And
know. But like, even if you figure out where the Atlantis is and how they lived, how the Egyptians lived, like how they built these pyramids, like what's gonna change?
I don't know. I
Like,
guess
we're
they
still
wanna,
gonna continue using cranes. We're still
yeah,
gonna use
I
those
guess they
gigantic
wanna
saws.
know how and see how developed these ancient civilizations were and how they lived and what they did and all these things. Because I mean, they didn't have cranes, they didn't have metal, nothing like that, really.
Funny Neil thing is, Neil said in the scale of things, humans are such a small portion of what is that we could be a simulation without multiple
Well,
simulation.
I
within
believe
multiple
we live in a
simulation,
simulation. It's like a
yeah.
Sims
But Alex,
game.
I don't
Sims
understand what you
case,
mean.
somebody's controlling us, and we live in a simulation game.
There are diamonds. They are built to exact same point under the ground. What? I'm not understanding what you mean.
Not sure what you mean, Alex.
But yeah, like, so if we live in simulation, would that be possible? So like, if there's aliens, did the simulation create the aliens as well that came down and helped Egyptians, and no longer they come down and help?
I mean, they have pictures in the walls of these stones that have like jet fighters drawn. Like, how?
Okay, fine. So if
Was it
like, why did
imagination?
aliens stop coming?
Huh? Say it again?
I said we're officially gonna have you on more.
Okay, I don't care.
We need more guy talk.
I don't care.
Yeah, we do. Let's talk about guy talk.
Well, let's talk
Miley
about
and
another
Liam.
topic
No, no,
that
no.
I have. You guys were talking about earlier about work and stuff like that, right? Do you believe in that if you work hard, that let's say you have a company, right? And you have a group of people. Usually they say like 20% carry the company, 80% is like to
Dragging
fill-
it down.
to fill the numbers, right?
Okay.
Do you believe like if you work hard, that you should be rewarded more, rather than I'll say, oh, you work hard. Let's say you work for 2 people's worth. Oh, we're gonna give you 0.5% raise more. Oh, thanks for the $20 raise on my paycheck. Type of deal.
I think if you're gonna complain about, oh, I should be making more, go do it yourself. We're in a day and world that like,
Yeah, because it's like you a number. They don't care.
yeah, and I do think that employees should start to recognize more that, you know, the owner of the company is the one taking the risk. It's not your credit that's gonna go to shit when this
Oh, I
goes
see what you
down.
mean. Now I get it.
Pyramids are diamond
Yeah,
shaped.
I don't know. I haven't seen that, but if you're saying it, then it must be true. But I
Yes,
do know
I
that
heard
that-
about that.
top,
That the
yeah.
same shape is in the ground too.
Yeah, it's like a diamond shape, right? Like the
Yes,
pyramid goes
yes,
up
I
and it
heard
also
about
goes
that
into the
too.
ground. That's
Yes.
yeah, I've heard of that. All the
Well, which
tunnels and
makes sense with
crypts where they hold the bodies and stuff is all underground,
Yeah.
not actually in the top of the pyramid.
Well,
Well,
which
that's
makes sense
crazy.
because
Yeah.
you want
How
the
do they-
triangles, right?
What they got
Pyramid?
under?
I mean, if you dig in, it's isn't it sand or is
It is mostly
actual-
sand, but
is it
eventually,
sand or is it granite under
eventually
there?
you're gonna hit bedrock.
Yeah, but
How
so
deep could they go? It depends on, I guess,
if you start
depends on the
digging,
geographic.
wouldn't it collapse?
It depends on the. Yeah, sand is weird. Yeah,
Because look at the I watched the show The Curse of Oak Island.
Yeah.
Sorry to change the topic, but back to the topic. But I watched The Curse of Oak Island. How they hid this treasure like 200 feet in the ground, and changed bunch of hands. 8 hands of people owning going broke trying to dig this treasure out. Every time they dig, the shit would collapse on them. Or they said they had booby traps where they would
Yeah.
dig too far and there's ocean water that come in would flood the tunnels.
How the fuck?
I stopped watching the show after 8 seasons, which
Bro,
is
that's
8 years.
I think that's just snake oil.
It's
Bro.
like
There is no treasure. Just
It's
like,
like-
the Bigfoot.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's like the Finding Bigfoot show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stopped watching because I got mad. Every time they dig it up, they fucking find wood.
You know,
wood, bro.
I,
He said, look where we found wood. Okay. Like,
I was at Emily's house the other day. Went to go leave in the morning for work, and her dad was on the couch watching TV. And I sat there to watch with him while he was, while I was waiting for Randy to get there, and he was watching one of the newer Finding Bigfoot shows. Right? He's like, "Oh yeah, it's with these girls and stuff." And I'm like, "Man, don't you think it's crazy? They don't find it. It's all a bunch of bullshit."
Yeah.
I mean, he just, he's watching it just to watch it, right? To watch something. But he's like, "Yeah, now they're trying to say that he's an alien."
Bro.
Because
yeah,
the
there's
footsteps.
something about with the moon, Alex.
Yeah, so
Yes,
Light- the
yes,
light
it
of
has
God
intention.
or
used to be
something
solid
like that.
gold.
Well, they said that used to have limestone in the pyramids. On top of the pyramids, they had like limestone that was really flat, and on top they had like a gold friggin' piece. All is that is missing.
And then like artifacts of stones, like perfectly cut, like if it was on a freaking CNC machine. That's insane.
But then Greeks had Greek statues. Those are perfectly
Yeah.
carved out of a marble, just like a CNC. So can
yeah, I
see
don't know,
them doing
Miguel, about the slaves. I mean,
Yeah, but marble-
how many
marble's
slaves
a
can
lot
put
softer
One
than
at a time.
granite.
One at a time.
Okay.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
marble is a lot softer than granite. A lot softer. Believe
Yes.
it or not.
Marble, I can see you doing by hitting
Yeah.
it with the stone.
Yeah, because
or
marble
whichever.
they freaking craft out of
But
hand.
I mean, how many slaves can you put around one stone? Let's say you have one big stone that you have to carve out, right? How many slaves can you put around it? Okay, you put 1,000 slaves, 1 hour each.
Bro. So on average, the stones weigh about 2.5 tons. On
many?
average,
Two
2.5 tons.
Oh, 2.5. I thought it was
Tons.
20 tons. Okay.
But the ones around the king's chamber
Yeah.
weigh between 25 to 80 tons each.
Okay. Yeah. How they carry that shit?
The fuck they carry that, bro?
Well, we don't even have equipment to carry 20 tons now. I feel like.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, Kevin's truck takes 60,000 pounds, bro.
Okay.
Well, so going back to your topic of the problem with that is where you or like, well, why don't you get paid more when you're doing more work? Well, how do you quantify that, right? How do you measure that? And how do you prove to the other 80% that you indeed did the work? So what's gonna happen? You're gonna have a bunch of class action lawsuits. They're gonna sue and say, why is he getting paid more? Because that information is gonna come out. So that's why they have to keep it at the even keel and even level.
Right. Even though they're making it work, let's say for 2 people. And
Well,
you
no, they're
can
gonna-
prove that.
They're gonna make you work it. So there's a saying back home, like the more weight you put on a donkey, the faster it runs, right? Like, so if you're gonna continuously do a lot of work and continuously take more jobs, like, all right, so he can do this, let's give it to him and continuously have him do the job because he's doing a good job and he's doing it fast.
So
And the other
shouldn't you-
people that
shouldn't you
sit there
get
and complain,
rewarded?
huh?
Shouldn't you get rewarded?
Yeah, but how do you explain to the other person that you should get rewarded because you did 3 times more work?
This is why
That
I
means
stopped working.
if
for
you're
people.
getting rewarded, they need to be fired. So how do you fire 80% of your company?
No, I'm not saying fired. Let's say you're a manager. You have 15 people working under you. Let's say 10 people work. Do their job. Okay, they come in, do their 8 hours, do their job. Bare minimum or above average, whatever. And then you do working 200%.
Mm-hmm.
So you get more shit done. And your boss sees like, okay, this guy works hard.
No,
Yeah, but you can't prove it to other people because they're gonna say, "Well, I did this. This is more important." Blah blah blah. In my eyes, this is better. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't have like a measuring system.
people start pulling the short stick, and then
Yeah.
they want to say it's long.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the kind of
basically
story
the
with
bottom
that.
line.
And what you said, Mickey, no makeshift dolly or pulley system back
What
then
the
could
fuck?
handle
What
that kind of
type
weight.
Fucking wood they used to.
Yeah, like you have to understand that this amount of weight is only something comparable for us to move nowadays. Like since like industrial revolution kind of thing. Like these pyramids were built in BC times. Like,
There's actually a guy. Maybe next time we should be able to. Maybe we can do like an overlay to some videos.
yeah, we can.
You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah,
show-
we'll do that
There's
next
a
time. Like
guy
a
I
video
watched.
review.
He did like with wood and stuff. What Miggy's talking about. He had this big freaking block of stone. Like I'm talking about like 2 school buses length, and he has it laid down, right? So he start putting wood under it, and then so he would put wood under it, somehow lift it. I don't remember exactly. Then he will move the wood one way, like counterbalance it, and he'll put wood on this
Yeah,
side.
yeah, and he makes a
And
bridge.
then he end up standing it up.
Oh.
He end up standing it up just by adding wood, then move it the other way, add wood here, add wood, and eventually he was able to stand it up just using the weight of the stone.
Well, so this was done over like 100 years, like however long
Yeah.
the pharaoh lived, right? Like, so when they were born, they're like, all right, he's gonna be a pharaoh basically. So let's start building the pyramid,
Yeah.
right? And then,
Well, but there are like, for example, you're talking about like the specific pharaoh, but like they had at the point by the time the pyramid was built, like, well, we're not just one. They stashed multiple pharaohs in certain
I mean,
pyramids.
they have to. They have
So-
to. So many pharaohs died by the time they built that. shit.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm trying to
The
say,
pyramid of Giza has 3 pharaohs in it.
so what I'm trying to say is like this is that many
Or more,
people and
actually.
that many slaves that had good ideas. Some were scientists, some were not. You know, like, so they all combined all this knowledge together, and that's how they probably were able to make it. It's kind of like math, right? Like if you sit down and figure out math on your own, it's gonna take you like millions and millions of hours to do it. But then you have a bunch of people that got together throughout the history, right? Like, and then created the sciences, right? So as a kid, like, you know, when you wish, like when you're studying for the math test, like you could grab this knowledge and put it in your head. In reality, like the science itself is the cheat code to learning the science.
Yeah.
Makes sense? Because if you try to do it on your own, you wouldn't be able to.
Actually, Alex, I'm gonna watch it because the other day I saw a clip about Eddie Griffin explaining a little bit about the pyramids. Man, I didn't realize that guy. He was spitting legit stuff.
Oh yeah, Eddie Griffin. Yeah. I saw what you're talking
Yes.
about. I saw what you were talking about. He was spitting legit shit on the
Yeah,
comedy
I was
stage.
Like, what the hell? I
Yeah.
didn't expect that come out of
from him. Yeah.
But
Maybe Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's his
man.
name? What's the name? The guy from one of the podcasts starts with F. He's a comedian. He's Hispanic. You got an Indian dude, white dude, and a black dude in a podcast.
Oh, the comedian.
Oh, you're talking about
Alex?
Andrew Schultz?
Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
Have you seen Andrew Schultz's stand up when he's talking about like no one ever questions who built the Mexican pyramids, but everybody always questions who built.
There's
That's fucking hilarious.
There's actually
That's
saying that
fucking hilarious.
the biggest pyramid is not actually in Egypt. They saying it's in like Honduras or Guatemala or something like that. There's actually a YouTube channel that these guys went and they hiked for like 4 days to get to this pyramid that is in like Honduras in the middle of the damn forest. It's larger than the pyramid in Egypt.
Yeah, see, nobody questions who built that.
Yeah, no, but listen, the reason I think they don't question who built those is because they use small stones which were actually carryable, like maybe half a size.
And
of a
also
table.
there going back to my theory, the aliens thing, there are like drawings from the Egyptians of these beings that came to help them and all this stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah, so the largest pyramid in the world, the Great Pyramid of Cholula, is in Mexico.
Mexico, okay, or Mexico.
There you
I
go.
forget where it was. Also, they're saying like the height of the pyramid multiplied by a certain number is equal to the height of the earth, and then the length of the pyramid multiplied by some equals the width of the, or like the circumference. I forget what it is exactly because the earth is not really round. It's like oblique.
Yeah,
So, which is weird, but it's not by like a random number. It's like an even number.
Okay.
Like
I was supposed to say, because you divide it, you're going to get a number,
no,
right?
but it's legit even number.
Yeah.
And then all these pyramids line up to like a certain Earth's, and they face like true north, not magnetic north, like the sides, a certain corner, like it's crazy.
Well, okay. Well, again, going back to my question. Okay, we figured out how they built it, how they did it. What then?
I don't know. I
What do
think
you
they
figure
just
out from
want to
there?
know
Well,
the
because if the answer is
civilization
something like
before.
freaking aliens, we would want to know that.
Yeah, but think about this for a minute. So there is a planet Earth, and it's habitable. There are beings on this planet Earth. We have millions and millions of galaxies out there. Don't you think it's kind of selfish to think that we're the only ones?
Absolutely. And
So-
how basic we are. Carbon-based life.
So by that by that thinking, so you already kind of proved to yourself that there are aliens out there.
Bro, if you think... No. If you think...
Yeah, I think it's more to figure out how they did it, how the ancients
Yeah, so it's like
lived.
we have no answer. That's just
Yeah,
the
no
simple
answer.
thing. It's like we have no answer. Like right now, I literally
Human
search.
wants answer
If
from
you
everything.
search-
I bet ChatGPT 4.0 will figure it out.
No, she
I
doesn't
look
know.
like you search how pyramids were built in Google, and they literally explain something about the pyramid rows, blah blah. How you're talking about, but they're saying, oh, stones were hauled up the by a ramp with sledges, rollers, and levers. Bro.
Give me that thing.
With 25 tons. You telling me you
Actually-
sledged it up?
Here, hold on.
What they made
Go
a
ahead and
wood.
go ahead and phone
wood-
search
They
it.
made
Give
a
me my
wood.
iPad. Give me my iPad.
Hold on.
I'll grab it. I'll grab it.
They made a wood with drive shaft wood and put wooden wheels and they hauled it. 20 tons. You know what it takes?
in a wooden
You know-
wooden semi truck.
You know how many humans it takes to go up a certain elevation?
Bro,
20 tons.
It took for me
They
and
run out of freaking ramp.
me and three. Yeah, right. Exactly. Like to like that kind of to
And then how
stay
did
at
they
a steady
turn? Let's say
degree.
if they had a
Turn.
ramp, how long this ramp was? Like what? It started from like 3 kilometers away to
It started.
reach the top.
It started in South Africa and ended in Egypt.
Yeah, that's yeah, I'm interested in that topic too.
And like you literally search on Google and it's literally like that's their explanation because they have no explanation.
No, they don't have it.
The only way they can think of how they plausibly did it was by hauling it up these ramps because that's the only like realistic way we could ever think they could do it.
Yeah, actually, Alex, look up Randall. He's a guy. He's got a channel that he talks a lot. He got a heavy knowledge on about pyramids, and he said that he's actually involved. His name is Randall, the guy. He said he's involved in a French. I want to say French team that they have now over hundreds of patents over that they know how they built it and they soon gonna release all the documentation. So I'm waiting for that.
He said
Yeah,
that?
but see,
Yes.
the thing is, with them soon releasing this documentary, the minute they do that, that guy does not have a job anymore. Like just kind of
That
like
sounds
the
like
Bigfoot.
the Bigfoot
Oh, they
thing.
That
killed
sounds
him.
like a
Oh,
Bigfoot.
They
killed
killed him.
That's kind of like Bigfoot. The minute there's a guy that's like
I found Bigfoot.
Exactly.
Him himself is going, I lost my job.
yeah, exactly. So it is
Yeah,
what it
it does sound kind of...
Hey, do you know the animal thylacine?
Animal what?
It's a thylacine.
I have no idea
It's
what
like
that
a
word
dog.
means.
It's like a dog, right? And he's got like tiger. Look it up. He's got tiger lines. Looks like tiger lines.
What is it called
It's a
again?
Thylacine. I'm not sure how to spell it.
I found it.
Okay.
Thylacine.
So he's extinct.
Okay,
He
I
went
see
to
it.
extinct. I don't know what year. 60s maybe.
Native to Australia,
Yeah,
Tasmania, New
so
Guinea,
they-
so
they're
that part of the
saying that
world.
The Australian team now, scientists, are working on
Let me see that again.
what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, creating a thylacine, bringing back to life. Yeah,
Why?
and they're I'm not sure. And then there was also talking about
Last time they seed it is 1930.
1930. They're also talking about some
Oh, they also refer to it as the Tasmanian tiger
Tasmanian tiger.
or the Tasmanian wolf.
Yes.
Tiger or wolf? How would you? Is
don't
it a
know.
feline or is it a
I'm not sure.
wolf?
It's pretty interesting animal.
I wonder.
Big
I wonder
jaw,
if it.
crazy teeth. They say
Dog
they're working
or
on
cat?
how to bring him back to life. Actually,
So the thylacine is more cat than dog. It falls under the marsupial category, which is what cats and dogs are. But it's basically like in the middle. But what they're saying is it's more cat than dog.
yeah.
I mean, the stripes kind of give that away instantly.
But see, this is the thing. Like talking about those pyramids back again. So they were like, how many slaves could they possibly have? Thousands. Let's say they had to be in thousands. Like, so if it's in thousands, so what's the most amount you can have? 999,999 people, because otherwise it would be millions, right? And back then, what was the population of Earth? Population of Earth. What was this BC? You said
2,200 BC, something like that. It said.
Yeah. But it's
And
specifically
Bro,
in
in
Africa.
All right, so population of Earth in 2000.
something about 100,000 slaves, bro. No way.
No way. 100,000 slaves to do what?
The pyramids,
How many years
bro.
it took him to build? 2,000?
Population of Earth in 2000.
There's a
BC.
consensus. There's a consensus among Egyptianologists. I don't know how to say that word. That the Great Pyramid was not built by slaves, but actually farmers. This is a consensus, though.
What's the
Well,
difference?
okay, so
What's the difference? It's just a name branding, people. Farmers.
Back in those days, the farmers were the
Wait, you
slaves
didn't
to the
do
government as
job,
well.
They kill you.
So-
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. The farmers were slaves to the government, anyways.
So this here says in 2000 BC that the population of Earth was approximately 50 million people. So if they had, let's say they had 1 million slave, right?
Which
1
they
million,
did
that's 2% of the population. What is it? 2%? No, it's less than that.
Yeah.
2% of the population. All right, there you go. So 2% of the population. 2% of the population was slaves back in the day. Nah, I don't have that. It's hard to believe that.
And this is just,
Well, just
in
Egypt.
Africa, Egypt, let's say. Like in Egypt, they have 1 million people living.
The pyramids were built between, sorry for the yawn, 2550 to 2490 BC. That was the big Giza pyramid, which is for those three main
That's a mystery.
pharaohs.
To go back on the other pyramids, like I said, the reason they have those pyramids, if you look any of them, they were built by small stones. I mean, like when we went to Mexico, we saw
All right.
the Mayan pyramid, right? The Chichen Itza, whatever. It's small stones. I mean, you can carry it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe the process of building these square blocks took time, but carrying that thing up there, okay, whatever. There's a couple of people, a couple of thousand people, and they'll build that thing in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not doubting that.
Well, so
And then you have 25-ton blocks. How the fuck?
population of Egypt, which makes sense, and this now when I'm looking at numbers, that kind of makes sense. So population of Egypt in 2000 BC, it's these are
Hard to know.
these are estimates, right?
yeah.
Like hard estimates, it's between 2 to 3 million. So if it's between 2 to 3 million and 50% of them were slaves, at 2 million,
I would say at least, right?
like a million were slaves, which I think there were probably a lot more slaves than 1 million. There were probably like a 90% of everybody was
Yes.
slaves.
Yep.
You know, so at that point you're looking at 1,900,000 slaves.
So what? Carrying a stone?
Bro, back in that day, if you weren't a pharaoh in that part or a
Or part
lord
of the-
or a lord in another part, you were probably a
A
slave.
slave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living that peasant life.
Yeah, if you didn't have the power, you were doing.
Yeah, and then people
what
come
you were
out and say
told.
that we live in bad times now. Yeah, we live in those times. See how you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And here we
You're not building the pyramid. You're not eating.
well, you're not eating if you build it or not.
Or the.
But anyway, just coming back to your work thing, I think it's just one of those things that you kind of have to deal with when you're working in a company. Like the minute you don't like it and you think you can do something, in
You
my
can do it
opinion,
better, go try.
Not necessarily better, not
No,
necessarily better. You don't have to do the same thing as your company does. If you can do 0.1% of what your company does on your own, and then I think this way you can make more money doing that.
Yes. 100 Amish can move the Barney. Look at that.
Yeah, but that's a barn, right?
Made
How
out
many
of wood.
How many tons is the barn?
Maybe a ton.
Nah, All that wood?
Depends how big the barn is.
A ton is what? 2,000 kilos?
It depends. You're talking
Uh,
about metric.
Oh,
or
no,
whatever.
1,000 kilos, right?
1,000 kilos. Metric
1,000
ton is
kilos. So
1,000
Yeah.
kilos.
divide by 100. 100 kilos per person?
Bro,
Yeah,
100
but they're
kilos
also
a
using
lot,
other
man.
shit.
It's a lot. Okay, put another 100 Amish. 200 people. It's nothing.
I mean, well, yeah, we could all probably definitely like lift 100 kilos. I'm sure you could deadlift. We could all
We
deadlift
lift
100
my
kilos.
hey, we
like,
left my fish tank, bro. 500 kilos. Yeah,
There were 5 of us.
5 of us. 100
And we
kilos
used the
apiece.
Egyptian method of towels to
Bro,
roll that
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
we
we did.
carried what we calculated over 1,000 over close to, so the stone we were carrying, we calculated, right, that stone I was telling you about, we installed this huge piece of stone the other day at Pamela's house for her new kitchen. It looks amazing, by the way. We calculated, and this stone weighed about 2,000 pounds
I believe
that we
it.
put in,
I
and it was only 4 of us.
I
Means
believe it.
500 pounds each. That's a lot more than 100
Let me-
kilo.
Tell you a funny story.
Yeah, but that carrying, you probably had like a couple of seconds of carrying versus like,
Yeah. Of course,
Yeah,
we're carrying it and then move and
Yeah,
stop,
it's-
carry and stop, carry and stop. But still, I gotta pick up 500. And it was one-handed too, because we were using the handles that pressure
Those
grab.
squish, those are good.
Those are amazing. The
Yeah.
best thing in the if
Next
those
time
things
I get a bigger tank, I'm using those.
if those things didn't exist, we would not be able to carry
Yeah,
granite.
yeah, 'cause
There's
you
like
got
no
nowhere
way.
to grab. No, you
No.
don't have the
Well,
grip.
the ones that you're talking about, I'm assuming, is the ones that it's like the suction.
Suction.
The one is
No,
like
no.
it's a
The one
thread
I
that
use is a
goes
pressure
over.
clamp.
Like
I'll show you.
around,
I'll
like
show you.
clamp-
Stone.
Oh, I
On the
got-
bottom,
and
the
then
more
you-
lift, the tighter it gets.
Interesting.
Oh, it's one of those like reverse.
It uses its own
scissors.
weight. It uses its own weight.
Yeah, reverse scissors.
A funny story about the fish
Just
tank.
like this. Looks just like that.
A
The
funny-
orange one.
A
It's the
funny
one
thing
Randy
about
has.
fish
Yeah.
tank, right? So the tank was like what, almost 500 kilos. I got you. So the tank was like 500 kilos, right? To think about it, right? 200 gallons.
glass, right?
200 gallons, right? Times what? Around 4 liters a gallon. What is that? 800 kilos. Plus the tank, 500.
That's a ton.
Plus the rock, blah, 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 right? So, funny story. One of the fish jumped in the back. I was able to get him with the stick underneath, hit the fish, and grab it, throw it. So I was telling the story to
He
somebody.
had a messed up eyebrow for like 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
So I was telling the story to somebody, and this guy's like, "Why don't you move the tank?" I'm like, "Bro,
Move what?
this is
bro?
like 1,500
Move
kilos. Move what? Move the fish tank to get the fish out? What am I moving with?"
More easier would be to break down the wall behind the fish
Yeah,
tank
a
to get the
wall,
fish.
a brick wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be easier to break through the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I was
Yeah,
like
these
surprised
clamps
that
are-
fish survived. That fish was out the water
Yeah,
for like
fi-
3 minutes.
Yeah, bro.
He came back in there. He couldn't float down for
Oh
like
my
2-3
God.
Oh, yeah.
days.
He had so much air. Like when I
Yeah.
put him down, it was like
He couldn't go down.
I couldn't. Eventually, you see bubbles come up. and
Yeah.
he got
From his butt, his
yes,
farting.
from his butt. But yeah, those are my questions.
But yeah, talking about your work, I think just at that point you just go and you open your own company. Like there's so many people that start like, if it's for example engineering, they'll say, okay, well this actually happened in the United States. So there were like 5 steel mills in the United States, huge steel mills. They were producing metal, right? From rebar all the way to like gigantic pieces, right? So what happened, rebar became so competitive, the price of the rebar went on it was so low and so work intensive that steel companies were like, man, like our profit on this is not a lot. And during that time, a bunch of little tiny steel mills were like coming up, and this for a tiny steel mill, they don't have an overhead. They're like, well, we'll produce rebar. So these 5 companies are like, great,
got
take
you.
that away because we're not making money anyway. So we're producing that. Next thing was like whatever the next step up was, right? Like in producing steel. That became competitive, so they were not making as much profit. So the smaller steel mills were producing it. And slowly those large steel mills pretty much disappeared in the United States, and you got left with like these smaller steel mills. When I say smaller, they're still not small, but in comparison they were much smaller than like
Yeah.
the. So this is the same thing with engineering companies, right? Like nobody wants to make, let's say, chips or whatever that, or design these chips that cost
outsource.
minimal price,
Outsource.
So
But I don't believe in outsourcing because a lot of times when you outsource, if you change hands, let's say you have a contract for 5 years with one company, right? Let's say they build, talking about engineering, they build a board or whatever it is, right? and in 5 years from now, maybe that company doesn't want your job anymore. So now you have to outsource to a different company. Guess what? Now you have to teach the other company how to do the same thing that this company already perfected it.
Yeah.
So now this company builds and give you ship product until you get the production good with them. So you run into a lot of issues. So I believe in building in house because you can perfect your job to build in house. Yes, it might not be as beneficial profit wise, but you know what you're building and you get 100% product because you already developed your thing.
That's true. But do you think they care about the employees, that it's beneficial for the employees or not?
I'm not even talking about employees. I'm talking about like when they outsource, they run into so many issues. They run into issues. Then
Damn, you gonna die?
All good.
Well, yeah, well, outsourcing, they're running into issues, but it's still cheaper for them to outsource than hiring people.
That's I saw a big thing like for class I was studying how Russia after the fall of Soviet Union, free market economy, all that blah blah shit. And then I had to get into how you're talking about outsourcing, and the US like loves it and hates it. It's like, okay, yeah, we could do it cheaper, but then we lose all these jobs by outsourcing, because outsourcing to other countries is so much cheaper to have something made in China than versus the U.S. And now we have where the U.S. no longer like can support itself because we're just relying on shit from overseas.
We have chip shortage. We made them in China.
Well,
China running the COVID issues 10 times in a row.
Yep.
How many times they shut down Apple too? Apple recently shut down
the chip shortage was COVID and mining.
Yeah,
both. It was a mixture of both.
Apple now had to shut down their facility because it was a COVID outbreak.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
like one of the Foxconn, whatever.
Foxconn?
Yeah.
But that's not Apple. Foxconn is who makes the parts for
makes
Apple.
the chips
parts.
for
So
them.
What I'm saying is they had to shut down because they had such a bad COVID thing. So
at the factory.
Foxconn actually is a Taiwanese company. The reason
Yeah.
they're in China because they can get that many employees to work. But it's a
laws, all
Taiwanese
that.
company.
bro, getting paid pennies over there. On the
Oh yeah, like they have nets on a building so people don't throw themselves
Yeah,
off the
I
building.
was gonna say they have those those things so people don't kill themselves. Yeah.
That's
Like
Self-deletion.
sensors.
Self-deletion.
That's called slavery, bro.
Yes. When you
Modern-
have to
modern-day
implicate
slavery,
when
bro.
you have to implicate a system to where your employees aren't killing themselves.
Self-deletion, bro.
Huh?
Those words get flagged on YouTube.
Oh, bro, but I'm not saying it in that context. I'm telling somebody to go do that, bro. Come on.
Don't continue with waffle stumping. Also, why is this a sausage face?
We're just the boys
I have
talking.
no idea.
Okay,
what
so
the hell is
I was
waffle
told to
stumping?
bring this up by the boys, specifically Justin. So there's
What the
this
hell's a
thing.
waffle stumping?
I'm gonna explain, bro.
Oh, gotcha.
So they were talking about the other day, we don't need toilets and toilet paper anymore. Like that's useless. That's like useless. And I go, what the fuck are you doing, Justin? He goes, waffle stomping. What do you mean stomping? He takes a shit, like taking a shit in the shower and just stomping it down the drain. You get it? You get it? Waffle stomping.
Oh my God.
What do you
I
stump
told
it
him
with?
he's so fucking nasty. I asked him this question. I said, "What do you do if you have the circular drain? Like in my shower, like I don't have a shower, I have a bath, right? And it has that.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Bro, do you know that the showers are
Dan?
not
Oh.
designed to take feces, bro? The pipe is only like 1.5 or 2 inches versus the toilet one. I don't know how much stumping you're doing.
Yeah.
It's gonna get clogged eventually.
Well, I guess he's stomping it through the little holes so it gets small.
Purpose of
What is it?
that-
A fucking cheese
Wait,
grater?
wait. My question is, why is he saving money on toilet paper?
And toilet paper and not using the toilet.
What's
What?
the toilet for? Like a ornament?
No more toilet.
Like take it out?
Hey, I
You
got
for
an
real?
idea.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I got an idea. Why don't you use?
We should have
why
told
don't
him
you
yes,
wear your
babe.
clothes in a shirt,
Holy shit. Oh my God.
bro? Why don't you just wear your own clothes in a shower? This way, you don't need to use detergent or wash your clothes.
Hey,
in
and
there.
Danny, if you don't
And
come
then-
on here and hate,
and
you
then
can
once
stay
you
off.
use your, once you use your mouthwash, spit it back in the thing, and you won't need to buy mouthwash. You know what I mean?
How long you spend in
Like,
the
come
shower
on.
that you have to go to the restroom and you
Sometimes
can't
it just
hold
pops out.
You just, you're men, 2-minute showers.
I told him, what do I do if I have the circular drain? He says, you're fucked.
What kind of drain he? Well, what kind of drain he has?
Like a normal, like the square, like a drain,
Yeah,
you know,
well,
like
I
the one
have
you
a-
have in here.
So what I do? I have an infinity drain.
Yeah,
What do
you're
I do?
fucked.
I can't.
All your shit's gonna just caught in the fucking filter.
Hey babe, shower water's not leaving. What happened? I stumped some shit.
Yeah.
And then you know what? My shower has a little net thing.
Yeah.
You can take out to.
Yeah, that's
clean
what I
it.
mean. It was gonna get caught
So
in this
what
in the
about
net.
there, bro? Like you gotta stomp it there too with your toe, with your toe, with your big toe. Oh my
shit.
god!
But no, he's not really doing this. He's just
No,
talking
he's just
shit,
talking
right?
shit, bro.
I
He's
heard
just-
somebody. I heard it. No, but for real.
Well, we
I
don't
heard-
know with Justin.
Hey.
My friend Justin eats Raisin Bran and what is it? The raisin, not roadkill, but
Raisin Bran?
he
What is
talked.
that?
He said that
Raisin
one
Bran,
day.
Raisin
Raisin Bran, the cereal,
Oh, what reason? Yeah.
and spinach artichoke dip.
What?
Wait,
Yes.
wait,
Yes.
what?
The-
Wait, he
This-
puts it inside the spin and then he just spoons.
I think he replaced the instead of milk, like the artichoke, dip.
Wait a minute.
You guys have to love my friends, bro.
Actually, I'm actually
brain
gonna,
hurts.
I see it.
No, and this is
I see
something.
it.
No, this is not like the waffle stomping thing. No, like he legit has talked about how he ate that and he liked it.
All right. I kind of see this. Think about
Oh
this. for a
no,
minute.
Jay, no. See, you have somebody. You see, you have somebody on your side now, Justin. Fuck that.
So
your
no,
side.
wait
Your
a
side
minute.
is the wrong side.
No, I'm not saying that I would do it, but here, just think about it this way. Isn't this?
I don't even want to try it, and I'll literally probably eat anything.
He eats dog food.
Yeah, I'll try dog food, bro.
Don't
to
knock
make
it
sure
till-
it's
no.
good before I give it to my dog.
All right. Wait a minute.
Yeah, give your explanation on why.
So
it's
in Hispanic community, some Hispanic communities will take hot chocolate and put cheese inside it and drink that hot chocolate with cheese. Don't tell me that's not true, because they do that.
yes, they do.
All right. So
Yeah, but
it's
it's
cheese. Wait a minute. It
different.
shows. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's salty cheese with hot sweet chocolate, right? Well, it doesn't matter. It's still salty, right? So if you take artichoke dip, which is salty, and it's made with dairy,
Stop, no, stop.
Stop, bro.
and eat it with
No, it's not
raisins,
the same. It's not-
because you get the crackers with the sweet and then mix with salty.
Justin, what
No,
did
that
you
makes
do?
sense, bro. Like, or chocolate or salt.
Jay is the best. All right.
No, don't get me, Justin. It's disgusting as fuck. Like, I would never do it. I would never do it, but I can see why you do it.
Hey, Bob. So,
Just
I
Justin,
assuming,
just Justin.
I mean, Justin. I thought it was Bob. Bob, wait, it says Bob. No?
Yeah, but his name is actually Justin.
Okay, all right, Justin. So if you eat that, then you'll eat anything else, right?
Yeah, he does.
Weird foods.
Yeah, he's a. Yeah, he grew up in
Okay, what's
Tennessee.
wrong
He
with
eats roadkill.
If he kills it, he'll eat it, or if he just
No,
pounds it.
roadkill. Like he's driving down the road, he hits
found
he hits a possum,
Okay,
and he
I'll
pulls over. He'll get the
alright.
possum. He'll fucking
I'll
eat
do
it.
But I won't eat it if it's been dead there for a week.
Of course,
Ew, no. What
if it's fresh enough.
Fresh.
So how do you
know?
tell it's fresh
Smell
enough?
it?
Well, I mean, probably.
Warm. It's been baking in the sun. That's why it's warm.
If it's got fly larvae in it, it's not fresh anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
how do
not
you go
anymore.
about it? And it's already flat like a pancake. So how do you know it hasn't been decomposing there?
He didn't say Mexican,
Not you.
Danny. He didn't say that.
No, not Mexican.
He said certain Latino cultures
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
that.
Hispanic. I said Hispanic, not
Yeah.
Mexican. Get it right. See, cheese con café con leche. Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
and like,
she knows.
and yeah, she's Puerto Rican. But
She
in
knows.
DR, I mean, not necessarily in DR, but like, I grew up eating. I love chocolate
never
milk, and I love with bread,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is something that's salty.
Normal.
Bread
Yeah,
can
well,
be
I
a
mean,
little salty. Or
There's
whatever.
some people that we eat chocolate with salt or watermelon with salt. on
Yeah,
top
exactly.
Of it.
Emily loves fruit with salt on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole idea of you eating
Mangoes.
the
Mangoes.
I'm not a big fan of it, but other people do.
Guava. Yeah.
yeah anything that's
The
sweet
whole,
and
the whole
salty.
forest.
Going back for me saying that Asian food is the best because it's
I mean-
salty, sweet, spicy, all of the flavors together.
Justin.
Bro, Jay for the win again.
Justin, you should try watermelon and cheese, and let me know what you think. But it's got to be a
Yeah, watermelon
specific
cheese or grapes and cheese, same thing.
Yeah, but what's cheese? A specific cheese. No?
Thank you,
Like
charcuterie
feta
board.
cheese? Watermelon and cheese, Justin. I want you to try it.
Yeah, no, Danny, they actually
before
really do that.
Thursday, and let me know.
Yeah, watermelon.
South America, they do that a lot with the cheese and the chocolate milk. It's Colombian.
I
It's
don't know if I
Colombian,
could-
so you know.
Not,
What-
it
what's
might
Colombian?
taste
The cheese
good.
and
I'm not
the-
knocking
Wait,
it.
one at a time.
The cheese and the chocolate milk. Lynette said it was Colombian.
Okay, whatever.
I feel like I remember seeing it there actually.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is watermelon with feta cheese.
Yeah.
Specifically feta cheese. Yeah.
I don't really like feta. I'm not a big fan of feta. I don't like the
Yeah, if you don't
consistency.
like feta, then it's okay.
I don't like
But
feta
yeah,
or
feta and
or
watermelon, that's
feta or feta I can actually do if it's dry, but ricotta I don't like ricotta. Like when in
Like blue
lasagna,
cheese- oh,
like when it's in lasagna and they have a lot of ricotta, I don't like it.
Bruh, I got another thing, and I am literally guilty of this shit. Blue cheese.
No, I did not say tomato sandwich. I like tomato sandwiches. What are you talking about, man?
Bro, blue cheese.
I don't know.
Blue cheese. I love blue cheese, especially the funkier the better.
Yes, me too. Like Spanish funky blue cheese. Yeah.
Bro,
Fire.
there bro, funky ass spicy blue
Yes.
cheese like strong flavor, bruh. That's where it's at. Huh?
No.
You suck
Suck
on
on
toes?
Why? No. Why? That's gross.
I go to the Italian. I go to
Yeah, it's the same bacteria, by the way. Yeah,
Yeah, it
you're
is.
right. It's the
The-
same
I go to
bacteria.
Italian market and I say, give me the funkiest cheese you have. It's good.
I'm not a big fan of strong cheeses.
Like the flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, like that really
Hard pan.
sharp taste or funky
Bro, this
taste. I'm
man,
not.
this man said hard pass. Bro, you eat roadkill. You eat roadkill and you saying hard pass?
On the blue cheese? Really?
Yeah, if that's not
Alright.
like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Oh, he also all my friends last year they came down from wherever they live, right? And they came to Florida and we were all hanging out and we went to a hot pot place, right? And I had told Justin, because he's a crazy eater, I told him, hey, how much I gotta give you to or actually no. I said to the whole table when I saw the blood curd on the menu, I said I'll give $10 to anybody who tries
You
it.
don't even have to give me. I'll try it.
And nobody said anything, right? Boom. At the end of the dinner, everybody they had the dessert on like a conveyor belt. They had to get up to go walk to because our table wasn't next to the belt. And Justin went to go grab dessert, and he thought it was fudge, a piece of the curd. He ate that shit, and he ate it raw, just a piece of blood curd. Wow.
So wait, so lasagna has like the real lasagna has the ricotta cheese,
Yes,
right? And if
yes.
it's ricotta cheese, I do agree with you. Ricotta cheese, like one of the
Yes.
I don't like
least tasting cheeses
Yeah,
ever.
it's
It's
okay.
terrible.
And I don't like the consistency,
Yeah,
like the
no.
texture.
Yeah.
If it's too
Horrible.
much of it, it overwhelms
You don't-
everything.
But they don't. In real Italian, they don't put a lot. I think.
No, they put a very thin layer between the pasta. Yeah.
So apparently, the real Italian pizza is like bread and tomato sauce, like none of the other shit that we have on
What
top
do you
of
mean
pizza.
bread? No pasta.
Like that's how, like original
Pizza,
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 was
pizza.
like pizza with tomato
Pizza.
sauce. That was
Oh,
it. Like bread.
pizza.
Wait, Jay, will eat blue cheese but won't suck on some piggies for a
See,
no.
I'm not a. I don't suck on.
That's
No, I
toast.
won't.
nasty.
Yeah. But I don't eat blue cheese either.
I don't have I have to- what does eating cheese got to do with piggies? Like that makes no sense.
They just
Like,
trolling.
it makes no
They
sense.
just trolling because I brought it up.
Ah, okay.
That's good. We've been able to talk like normal for 3 hours. What's bad
Yeah,
about
I
that?
gotta go sleep. I gotta go to work.
Yeah,
in
we're
6
gonna cut it.
hours.
I gotta work tomorrow too.
So we cut it.
Gotta
Hey,
s-
we bring the food topic back.
Yeah.
So we control Justin. And
I got some other
Alex
stuff I
and
wanted to talk
everybody.
about. We'll take it for next time. It's all right. We did amazing today.
Justin, watermelon and feta cheese. Let
I think
me
I
know.
think we're gonna keep the new studio.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna keep it here. It's a little more quieter, less. All right, so just again, guys, share this podcast if you like. Let's continue
didn't?
doing this. We invested already a bunch of money of our own, like getting this going off the ground.
Really?
Like share with a bunch of your friends. Like do us a solid.
So I have some bad news and I have some good news.
Yeah, what is it?
Bad news: the recording didn't start. because for some reason it stopped. I did remember starting it at the beginning, but
but it's on live.
But now that we did a 4K live, it's gonna be on 4K on YouTube, and we'll have a 4K version anyways.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with
Wait,
that.
so you didn't record, but you record? I'm confused.
YouTube basically recorded for me.
But you can take it?
Yeah, I can download it off
You
YouTube.
download it back
So
up.
that's it. You're good.
So again, guys,
the
please.
problem was in the past is that we were doing 1080p on YouTube still, and to get clips from 1080p is like, you know.
I got you.
Hey guys, give us some love. Like share. I know a bunch
share
of
us
you are in
around.
different shots. You know, just share with the chats. Like, hey, my friends are doing this thing. Go watch, subscribe, like it. Like, watch it for 5 minutes, like it, and then stop watching.
My
it, you know
boys
what I mean?
are amazing. They are always sharing my shit. Even when I don't ask, they always share my shit.
Perfect.
What
Yeah,
are they
just
sharing? Like Facebook?
Facebook, Instagram, whatever they have. Some of them don't have certain social media platforms, so they don't. They
I
can't.
think we should start like trying to go on Twitch, trying to go Facebook Live, Twitter Live. you know
So
what I
we
mean?
should maybe start trying Twitch like one of the days of the week.
Yup, we're missing
specific-
Miggy. I gave him
Yeah,
I gave him the Rona last week.
Yeah, it's actually Arthur's fault why our
Yeah,
producer's
it's my
not here.
fault, but I'm filling in for Miggy. Not behind the computer.
So all I'm saying is, if we can go live on a bunch of different platforms, like
We can
now
do-
you have the.
We can do YouTube and Twitch at the same time.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, if any of you know how to clip very well, hit me up. Let me know how to do it. Because I want to flood our channel with a bunch of clips, like 5 to 6 clips a day. You know, especially of me being sexist. I think that's gonna bring a lot of traffic.
He's trying to get arrested by
Romanian.
Romanians. Huh?
Yeah.
Armenian
Oh,
for police
yeah.
for you.
No, all I'm saying is like give it a like, thumbs up, you know, because I know there are a bunch of people that watched our very first podcast, although we only have like 15 likes. Like there shouldn't be no reason why there's only 15, 20 likes. Like should be at least 200.
It's all
likes.
good, bro. It's
It's
all
all
good.
good.
No matter.
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, but if we're
Eventually.
gonna continue doing this, because we're investing a bunch of money, we want to continue doing this and make the studio better, bring more lights, you know, better mics, better
and
everything.
then we
you know?
bring eventually we bring a real guest.
No, I actually have this idea. I've already talked to a bunch of my friends that are successful in their life, like they have businesses and things like that. They're not somebody that you know about, but they're like an average person that came from shit and now they're making a ton of money. And I told them, listen, like once I get a
Yeah,
couple of
TikTok.
subscribers, please come in on a show, like share what made you successful. Like maybe definitely we're gonna learn something from you. So like
Yeah.
a bunch of people lined up.
Yeah.
Like one of the guys was Charles. He was actually in the chat earlier. Super intelligent guy. Like he deals with computers and things like that. He's got his own business. Like have him here to talk. We had Ozzy already to talk. He's a multimillionaire.
I was saying
you know?
we could do one day. Not necessarily we have to do it all, but I want to do with the boys a podcast one day on Discord. I've seen podcasts that are specifically only on Discord. One guy will stream his computer as the podcast, and they're all just on Discord.
Why not? Let's bring
talking.
people in, and
And
then
then-
somebody's a moderator and like gives the chance to talk.
Yeah.
You know, and when it's like you shut the mic, let the other ones.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, why
who's
not? Let's do it.
That's
whatever.
Calvin.
Calvin. So he's got a good point. TikTok, man.
I wonder if we
Yeah,
can do
yeah,
TikTok,
TikTok
from
Live.
We're doing
OBS.
some jewelry crap and 100,000 people watching.
TikTok, you have to have 1,000 followers to be able to go live.
Well, not only that, 1,000 followers. TikTok is very like it's geared towards women
Yeah,
more.
they
The
cancel
80%
your
of the consumers of TikTok are women. So I
Yeah, I
don't know
don't
if the
use
topics
TikTok.
we talk about are going to be that
So
interesting.
we just
I mean, you could always try.
you
Yeah,
can talk
for
about-
sure, for sure.
Post your clips here if you guys get to 1,000
My only thing is, can you even
followers,
like to stream to go live on TikTok? Doesn't have to be through a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no.
Well, we can run a phone like on Elgato.
Yeah,
We got
but
the
then-
cables and everything.
You can't. So you're saying you can't use a camera to stream? To
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to use the camera. We wouldn't use the microphones. We wouldn't be able to use any of this.
No, we could just run a phone like separately in a corner, just like the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we're trying to get more like camera angles and stuff like that.
Yeah, today we didn't have.
literally just have the live and then just go live on TikTok on separate.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
we would do that. We just go live
Uh,
on
I have
TikTok.
a suggestion. This lens we're using, it's
Grainy.
a little grainy.
Yes.
Either we gotta mess with the settings, or we use the other lens, but we gotta just put the camera a little further.
Okay, that could work.
Oh, by
That
the
could
way,
work.
guys, you're like the first people that are constantly engaged in a chat, whether you're trolling or
Yeah.
not. Like your opinion does matter. Like positive criticism,
Yeah.
or like, hey, what we can improve. This is
Oh,
super important.
You know what I'm gonna do when we're done here? Go in the chat and ask them, hey, boys, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 so
for sure.
Because once you get with 1,000
Thanks.
people watching, you know, we're not gonna take their opinion seriously. No,
But
neither
right
we gonna
now-
read the comments.
Right now, we're starting. You know, we're learning.
Yeah.
We gotta listen.
Yeah, like when we're not gonna read their comments and things like that. They're trolling unless they're gonna start super chatting and things like that, right? Like, so this part is super important for us. Like, you're actually helping us, but do share, do like, you know. I think that's super important.
And peace.
All right, guys. Well, it's a good podcast number 8. Wait for it on Thursday around the same time.
Thank you guys.
try to
Y'all
come
have a
on
good
earlier.
night.
Thanks for